Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and Twitch, and welcome finally your faces back to the grand final day of the group stage of European PMCO Spring Split 2020. We finally will be known which teams will be unfortunately get taken out and which teams will be moving to the next stage, which will be the semi-finals. My name is Maxman, and as always, we'll be joined by my friend and yours, Imperium. How's it going, man?
Oh boy, it all comes down to these 4 games to determine who will be the top 24 teams going through. Of course, there's some interesting teams in some interesting positions. There's a lot to play for. There's a lot riding on these teams coming into these 4 games.
Yeah, 4 games. Talking about that, before we do check out the standings, see which teams are in a little bit of a troublesome situation and which teams are looking pretty safe on their cushion. We'll be taking a quick look of the overall schedule for the day. Of course, as always, going to have in 4 games, the exact same copy, paste, repeat kind of schedule we had yesterday. It was going to be for Group B versus Group C, and we're going to start off with Erangel in just a few short minutes, so do stay tuned for that one. Followed up with Sanhok, then Vikendi, and closed up once again with Erangel, which will be the last game of not only today, but also of the entirety of the group stage, which will be our top 24 teams of the European region.
Yeah, so let's have a look over on what teams are kind of looking. Let's jump right into it in the words of
Philip DeFranco.
Philip DeFranco. So obviously, you know, the top of the table, the top of the standings, all those teams are pretty safe, right? Czech Esports lying in first place, next in second, Hayden third, etc., etc. The biggest thing that I take away in my eyes right now is Next. They're in second, but they've played 4 games less than Hate Gaming and Czech Esports. And even when you compare the difference between Next and Hate, they both have 2 chicken dinners. Oh, sorry, 3 chicken dinners, should I say? But Hate Gaming's average points per game is like 12.25, and Next is 20.63. You know, it's incredible how much of a advantage Next have coming into these 4 games, and it's just to highlight how dominating they've been so far.
Yeah, we already talked about this, right? A safe average per game is 10. They doubled that. That really just shows how Next is just dominating this European scene so far. And even if they have like 4 bad games, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that they're going to take back over to Czech Esports. So Next, definitely a big contender. I would love to see them, play on the bigger stage, on a global international stage. But there you go. That's going to be our top dogs of the group stage so far. But now, Imperium, we're going to be shifting our focus over to the teams that are in a little bit of a more stressful situation and really hoping to have good performances today, or otherwise we might have to say goodbye at the end of this broadcast.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, right? So 11 of the bottom 16 teams are playing today. That does make it quite tough for those teams. And when you look over at the difference, you've got 44 points dividing 17th place, which is PedjaDBoy, and 30th place, which is BackToBack. So really, like, it's going to be incredibly difficult. Of course, PedjaDBoy, GSMC, and Team Push, they're not playing today. Yeah. And the reason why I didn't mention the real deal is because they are playing today. So unless they've really had some absolute stonkingly bad games, they should be safe. It's going to be incredibly tough for the likes of Dope, Throne, Legend, We Are Vietnamese, B2B, Limitless, and teams down below, because they're going to have to be not just climbing ahead of the teams that played yesterday, but each other.
Yeah, so many teams after, like, this is the day where you have to perform well. A few teams did that yesterday, like, for example, PedjaDBoy. Yesterday, they did exactly what they needed to do. They showed you that you were wrong, Imperium, on that one. And like, no, we're going to prove Imperium wrong. We're going to be forcing up forward. They're now in 17th position, just like the real deal. They are seemingly pretty safe. The reason why is because the only way they could get knocked out is if all the teams that are below them in Group B and C get really good performances. But there's a limit of points per game, right? You can't, not every team on the lower section can get 20 points per game. There's going to be some that might get good games, and a lot of them will get really bad ones. That's where you can at least speculate, because not everyone can get a chicken dinner, unfortunately, in this lower 16 positioning. So, PedjaDBoy, I'm pretty sure they are safe for the semi-finals. Going into the regional finals, maybe not quite. But really, I'm going to do a list quickly of all the teams that need to have good performances today. Like, they have to pull off a Next right now. Going to be LAKONOSTRA, BackToBack, B2B Limitless, Team Attila, hoping they can really make a comeback because they're in 31st position right now. Also, you got Accelerate, hoping they can have a good game, and CIA Squad also followed up with We Are Vietnamese. Those are all the teams that today are in the danger zone and that have to move up forward. You still got some then, like between 16th and 24th that are in like in a little bit of a foggy situation. But like all the teams that I just mentioned, they are the teams that if they mess up today, they're out.
Exactly, and then kind of to go a little bit further on that, look at Team Dope and look at Team Legend. Both those teams have gotten chicken dinners. So we know that they can get a strong result, right? We know that they can pull it out of the bag, yet they're still lying in this position, which isn't the super safest. Yeah, as I said, it's going to help them that the teams below them are playing as well, so they might trip over each other. But, you know, we can see an AK-47 and a team push coming out from 2 or 3 teams today. It's 4 games. There's a lot of points up to play for, and anything can happen.
Anything could happen. It's all in the air from here on out. So, ladies and gentlemen, also, I do have to say, it's now that you have to support your favorite team. If you see that your team is in like the bottom 16, they need your support more than ever before. So please do support, share the love, spread the love in the chat, and I'm sure they will definitely enjoy it. It might just give them enough of a boost to make it forward. We know that a big fan base and a positive fan base is exactly what we need for a few teams to just get over their average points and hopefully can secure themselves a few games and move on forward to the semi-finals.
Yeah, and actually want to give a huge shout out to all the Romanian players and the Romanian supporters. We're seeing a lot in chat. People have reached out to us, and it's incredible to see that community coming together. I didn't realize it was so popular in Romania, to be perfectly honest, and the standard was pretty high. We've seen AK-47 rise above the ashes after a terrible game day one and finish up in 10th place so far, at least. Getting a massive chicken dinner along the way. We've seen other teams go along that. LAKONOSTRA, I was talking to Pablo today, and he's saying, look, they're feeling pretty confident, they're relaxed coming into these 4 games, and they are pretty certain that they can pull it out of the bag.
If you can be relaxed while getting in your game, that'll be the best way to go. A bit of a stressful momentum can go against you, so hopefully you just go in with the proper mindset. Yeah. And that would be definitely a redeeming factor for some of these teams. Hopefully that might be enough for them to secure some, maybe not chicken dinners, because you know that chicken dinners, Cream Esports showed it, chicken dinners aren't always what you need. As long as you're smart in your rotations, and when you have to play aggressively, you do actually pull off an aggressive play, unlike for example, Yakuza, that is how you can make it through. Not chicken dinners, don't aim for it, but just aim for getting good positioning in circle and shutting down teams when you have to. And committing as a team. Synergy is something you need. If you don't synergize well and communicate with your team, you deserve to go out almost.
Yeah, of course, synergy and strategy is just a huge part. You know, we can all, you know, a lot of these players and a lot of these teams can frag out like there's nobody's business, especially against bots like me and you know. So
don't count me in. What the?
It's definitely heavily about the strategy and how you rotate, how quickly you rotate, where you rotate to, how much information you have on the teams around you, and you react to that. A little quick tidbit though, even though they're not playing today, it's kind of a negative on one team and a positive on another team, is the difference between Elevate and Goskilla. After the first 4 games, Goskilla were looking pretty good on an average of 12 points per game. Really nice, sweet standings where they were. And Elevate were at the bottom of the barrel, really weak. They've ended up on the same points and the same average. Like, Elevate have really dug things out. I know I give them a lot of criticism, but they have really kind of dug in their heels. And then Goskilla, I worry about them because they've really kind of fallen flat after a good first day.
I mean, Goskilla are safe to make it through to the semi-finals, but like, of course, all the teams that are here, they're not like, oh, we just want to get in semi-finals. No, they want to go to like regional finals. They want a piece of that, you know, $5 million on 2020, right? So, of course, you got to look a little bit further throughout these semi-finals qualification phase. And Goskilla is definitely a team that can work on their consistency. They showed the potential. Yeah. They showed they can do it. They got like every once in a while, they got that little bright moment of genius. They're like, wow, that's actually pretty insane. Just like REXPECT, right? So Goskilla is definitely a team that we've got to keep an eye out for throughout like the entirety of this tournament, especially semi-finals. I want to see a big, you know, an exponential evolvement curve coming out from them. And if they can do that, they're a team that can rivalize with our top 5 of the group stage.
And I would actually say something similar, even though it hasn't shown so far from Accelerate. Like, there's been times where Accelerate have just shown, you know, levels of brilliance and just as I said, that little pop of genius, but it just hasn't resulted in the points. It hasn't resulted in the finishes that they need. And right now they find themselves in 28th, 45 points, you know, and they're staring at the potential of going out after a group stage.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like, they have little sparks of geniuses. Like, what I want to see from Elevate is not just a little firecracker that goes boom and like, wow, that's cool, and then you just move on. We want to see an actual just fireworks spectacle coming out from these, for a few of these teams. Mainly is going to be like Elevate. Also Red Reserve, they're a team that I think has just so much potential in the European stage, and I want to see move on forward. But Imperium, we're slowly going to be loading up into our very first game of Erangel of the day. And before we do jump into anything gameplay related, I'm going to ask you, out of the teams that are in the current danger zone or in like the minus 16 teams, if you have to choose one team do you think can do it, can make the effort to get qualified for the semi-finals, which one would that be? Just one.
Just one?
You got, unfortunately, I know I got to put restraints, otherwise I know you would pick everyone, I would pick everyone, but you got to choose one.
LAKONOSTRA.
LAKONOSTRA? Okay.
Just only slightly ahead of Accelerate. Like, come on. Like, you're really making me pick one over the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to say LAKONOSTRA just because I was talking to Pabli specifically today. But, you know, I'm being cheeky and I'm putting Accelerate in there as well. So, and you can't do anything about it.
Damn. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I can't do anything, Imperium.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I don't know how to fight back there.
What about yourself?
If I had to choose one, you know what? Even though this is the team that's currently in the last position, I'm going to say Team Attila. I think they're a team that has shown some good involvement spurts, and compared to their very first game where you were like, what the hell is Team Attila doing? Throughout the games, I think they're a team that has definitely evolved in a positive sense. They haven't quite made up on like especially their micro mechanics. Like, they're really, unfortunately, having a hard time taking fights head on with the best teams in Europe. That's where they struggle, but like, in terms of rotation and everything, they improved a lot, and I would like to see that involvement like keep on going during like potentially semi-finals, even regional finals if they can make it through. But this is going to be the hardest team in terms of like making it back up to top 24.
Oh yeah, of course, they are literally at the bottom of the barrel. They are in dead last 31st because F1 Gaming unfortunately had a sticky situation before this. But you know, Team Attila, they're only on 3 kill points. It echoes what you said of they do have an issue with engagement. But yeah, I have seen that improvement like yourself with the rotations. But man, we are getting into this game one. It's exciting. There's this level of kind of excitement because not only are we seeing the teams at the bottom fight out, but we're also seeing 3 of the kind of top teams go at each other today, which is Next, Cream, and Red Reserve. I'm really excited to see what happens between those 3 teams.
We're going to have 2 battles. One battle for the qualifications up top 24, and one battle to see which team can make it potentially #1 spot, overtaking Next in their process. But it is going to go straight over Sosnovka, right over to the area of Zaki. Playing path not going to be great for the area of like Severny, Stalbert, Kameshki, Yasnaya. But with this lobby, not many teams really drop around there too much.
No, it's going to be... See, here's the thing. I'm wondering, are we going to see any surprises on the drops, especially for the teams that are really safe, like the top 12, top 15, because, you know, they're pretty safe. They don't have to worry. They might be wanting to try a different drop spot. Maybe even look, you know, do something unorthodox for the sake of it. Who knows?
I did hear from a few teams already that there were some teams that were going to try and focus others, like not really like snipe them, but like trying their best to potentially see if they can get them eliminated. Like if they see them in a kill feed, they're going to like, okay, this is this team. You want to eliminate them in the group stage, focus them, kill them, they're out, they lose points. A few teams might try and do that here, but oh, a little bit to the east. Just a little bit.
And also, it's a military base, so that is interesting. Now, down in military base, we do see 3 teams have dropped around there. That's B2B, Limitless, Red Reserve, and Team Attila. Now, Team Attila, they'll head towards Nova. It seems like an early engagement might be happening between Red Reserve and B2B.
Red Reserve in military base? Okay, that's a new one. There's definitely an unusual kind of drop. You were talking to like potentially they want to try and spice things up a little bit. But B2B Limitless, they're going to be there too. We'll have to see as we do pan on over. But Red Reserve, they got the U formation of the buildings, which is great to hold on to because it gives you really good high ground.
Does indeed. Now, there's no Jip playing for Red Reserve tonight. It is going to be Muriel stepping in. It's a
And your
big
boy,
opportunity for him. Sonic gets the first knock.
He's going to be getting it down. He had the Bison, unfortunately not having time to respond. This should normally end up in a flush because B2B Limitless being very split right now, which you don't want to do, especially if you see during your drop-in phase that another team is there. Like, stick together.
Yeah, stick together. Right now is Lisman. Jumps out the window. Zodok's trying to go for the pre-fire. Gets one. He's going to turn around. Doesn't get the other.
He's too focused on the flush. You should have focused on potentially knocking out the other members now. They were going to shoot you down eventually, but there you have it. Team Legend, they are getting a few points that they desperately need. So that's going to be off for a good start for them. But Red Reserve, there you go, coming out with the flush.
Like the fact that they weren't too aggressive about it. Now Sonic needs to be a little bit careful. He's out in the open. He's going to have to try and dodge the bullets. Prones down.
Oh my god, he's solo. He does get knocked away, but Sin should have got that knocked down ages ago. At least he's got that little bit of war. He's going to try and confirm it was a nade. Sonic, unfortunately, might get confirmed. Where's the rest of Red Reserve? Red Reserve also playing this one pretty passive, knowing that Sonic was aggressive for so long, but that doesn't connect? How the hell? Okay.
Okay, that's giving the rest of Red Reserve a chance now. Obviously, he's trying to heal up. Another grenade is going to go out.
Misses.
That most likely will.
No, it's
connect.
in the wall. I'm pretty sure that's in the wall, Imperium. It doesn't connect once again. Oh my god, those nades, and you got to work on that. But now Red Reserve, as you said, that's going to give them just enough time to rotate through, try and potentially get the res on Sonic. But at least Sin, they know exactly where he is because Sonic gave over the information. So Red Reserve, you're going to see Muriel and Aegon going for the flank, which is a really good way to play it.
Okay, kid, be careful, man. Be very, very careful. Sin has managed to heal up, but hasn't repositioned. The kid comes through with the clutch to get the knockdown on the Sin.
That's how you do it. Still got to be a little bit careful. They don't know that the rest of the team is not here, but just in the mindset, you've got to be very cautious because it's still a knockdown, so the rest of the squad can still be here. But that's still going to be Red Reserve getting himself 2 early game points over here in Military Base, so good start for them.
It's a good start, but like I know that like they're safe, but I know they wanna have a good day today for their mentality, for their morale. They wanna have a strong day. Every single player, they wanna go into the semi-final stage. They wanna go into the final stages. You know, basically putting fear in the eyes of the other teams, and having a strong day today is gonna have a huge impact on that.
I said that one of the teams that was hoping to have a good game was Team Attila, but they spawned in with 3 members. So they already struggled as 4. There was only 3. My hopes have been reduced a little bit, Imperium. Just a little bit.
Yeah, but look, they have Nova all by themselves. Should have a chance to loot up, get whatever they need, and then get the hell out of there. Of course, how they rotate is going to be ever so important. When you look over, there's only really Cream that's on the east side, and they're kind of spread out for now. You know, dropping in their normal spot going by farm. So it should be relatively easy for Attila.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for them. Team Legend, once again, they got himself 2 kills, actually. I only saw 1 on the feed, but I guess they got a second too. Then pretty open area. Oh, Joker's running out in the open. That's a risky thing to do. You've got to be very cautious when you decide to go for early, like, open area moves, because if a team decides to rotate at the same time, you can get taken out pretty quickly. But, ooh, Lako. Back to the compound.
Especially when we have, and here's an interesting thing, Next normally drops by Gaka, but they didn't drop by Gaka. They actually dropped a little bit more central of the circle by the coastline, so that's actually different than if Next had been there. Yeah, Team Legend could have been possibly punished.
Have much, you know, the real deal. They're going to be taking over apartment towards school. No team's in school right now, which could be a good open spot potentially for the other squad around the corner. Going to be seeing LAKONOSTRA moving in closely to the compound. Maybe trying to breach over. I would not recommend to breach phase 1 though.
Looking at this phase, there's a lot of space for CIA and even Accelerate to rotate up in the north, because look at that space between Rozhok and Mansion. There's a lot of nice little compounds, even down towards west of Shelter. Some key areas that teams could hold on to, depending on where the next circle shift goes. It should be relatively good. Let's see how it pans out.
We also saw on the map, like, Team Dope, they're very, very, very spread. Like, I understand you want to play split, they do like it, but, like, they are split, like, of a few kilometers right there. So, maybe want to try and reconsider, get back together, because a few teams will maybe be focused on the Western Circle. So, they're making me stress out a little bit, just a tad.
It's okay, it's okay, you'll be fine, Max. Some people say they are split more than a banana split.
I think nobody says that, I think that's...
Okay. Okay, that's still somebody.
Not
Are you
funny.
calling me a nobody?
Didn't
Are you calling me? Okay, nice. See, I said that on purpose just to set you up for that. See how good of a cast.
Yeah, we prepare our jokes before the broadcast, guys. Yeah, because we're really bad casters. You can't think on the fly.
Because we're that bad. But Magic rotating from South George to North George. Managing to survive for now. So good stuff from Magic, looking to rotate. They are together-ish for now. Now they're looking to make their way into the circle.
Yeah, they're going for the very safe, like the northern side, I think, whereas most teams are going to avoid going for it because you still got the river in play, and they don't want to have to cross the river while shifting during phase 2, like having a little bit of a slim chance of still encountering a team. So Magic playing it very, very safe, and they're just trying to aim for better points. They really are aiming for #1 spot here.
It's going to be tough. They're currently lying in 9th on 115 points. It's not going to be too easy. All the while, we are Vietnamese landed in Primorsk. Now, still in the blue zone, but relatively easy. They might look to kind of hard shift after phase 2 shows its face.
You can tank the blue phase 1, it's fine. It does almost no damage.
Oh, yeah,
just a little tickle early on.
Much like your PUBG Mobile skills. What?
Wow, I don't know. Dude, I destroy people on the Uzi. Red dot Uzi? Best update in the world. You're kidding me?
You do realize bots don't count.
Anyways, back to the gameplay. We're going to rotation of Red Reserve moving forward. Let's not talk about my insanely bad PUBG Mobile skills. Jerem, how dare you?
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I only do it because I'm insecure about my own skills, you know?
Yeah, you're the PUBG Mobile bully. There you go.
Yeah. It's okay, but only to you, so you're special.
That's what my parents said. I'm special. I don't think that was a good thing.
Now, phase 2 pops up. It goes up towards north, and that makes even more of a preference on the hot property down the south of CIN. I'm a little bit surprised they aren't disengaging from Mansion and heading down the southeast. Cream are heading there first. Nice, quick, swift reaction from them. Yeah,
because if you analyze this lobby, you know that not many teams drop on the east. That's what I even said right during the plane pass. So teams know that rotating through the east would be a really safe entry point, and there's so many compounds over there you can try to control so early on, and even high ground positions that you can set yourself up for not even just phase 2, but also 3, 4, 5 rotation by just getting yourself information with high ground positions.
Exactly. It's always about trying to set yourself up to be in a good position, not just in the next phase, but the next couple of phases as Team of Dope knocks down Predator.
Predator taken down with VSS, and there you go. Will be confirmed by Tudor. So Team Dope, they scared me a little bit by being so split, but they got back together towards Pachinki, Pachinki Hill, which I love that position, but it's not in circles, so they have to move on forward. But at least they didn't stay split for too long, so I'm pretty happy.
There's a lot of teams clumped together down to the south west, and I worry about 4 of those teams throwing one of them. This
is the shot, unfortunately. KZS might make it out unscathed, but now he gave the information and communicated to his team, so they're just going to go in Pachinki Fields down on the eastern side. They're going to stop in the open. Why are you stopping in the open throw? Get the hell out of here! Oh my god, Boris, no! He's gonna.
Feels bad, man. Why? Well, actually, here's the thing. I believe they took out enough of the vehicles that they couldn't really move with those, so it was what it was. So 2 knockdowns on the throne. One of them should be revived successfully. Is Res Reserve going to go up against LAKONOSTRA on top of Potato Hill, and they quickly turn around.
That was the most instantaneous, like at the exact same time. That was like, what is it, artistic swimming, you know, when they do the same thing at the same time. That just looked like Red Reserve's move, just like, oh no, I mean, we're going to turn on the right and back from where we came from, playing that one very respectfully, but next they're going to get knitted up. Oh my god, the Great and J coming out from Cream, and they're going to clear that compound in a matter of milliseconds.
Max, that was next. The second place team being taken out in 15th place by the 4th place team of Cream. If that doesn't say something in the early parts of this game, in the final 4 games, that could set something up for the semi-finals, for the finals. It's that mentality. It's that little mentality thing that can really set that ball rolling.
Also, Cream has just been outstanding, like that, especially on their nades. They've been absolutely insane. But here it is, accelerates a team that is definitely in the danger zone. They got to get good performance. Magic going to rotate, going to get a little bit of damage through. They do connect it on Sade, but Sade apparently nobody's too interested to go save him. I mean, Naya's going to come back, and here it is. Finally, the team is going to try and assist him, but Cream are also there. Magic, this is a really risky spot. You got to try and find a compound to call home because right now they might get taken out because of that.
And Accelerator in a really fantastic position. It's a nice compound. It's well inside the circle, near the center. Yeah, you see they have Magic around, they have Cream around, but they're pushing teams back, and that's so imperative for them finding easy to rotate later on as we see phase 3 shifts down south. CIA are still where they were in phase 1. That's what I'm talking about with the negative rotations. You got to move quickly. You got to prepare yourself. Really disappointed in CIA.
Yeah, but they still got a little bit of an entry point, so they could make up for it because there's nobody too focalized on gatekeeping the West. But here it is, the fight is Mad Max style between Magic and also the Real Deal. But Magic there quickly and swiftly going to disengage this one. They got the race back up, though, on Sage, so that's looking pretty good. Hopefully they can get back together as a full squad. But now the Real Deal, they are not sure where they want to go. Very split, and Murad is going to be knocked away by Hackshot.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of disconnection for the Real Deal.
Yeah. I mean, both even. Magic.
Yeah, they don't really know what they want to do, and that's harsh. You got to be prepared for circle shifts and where you want to rotate to, although the revive should come out.
Yeah, he's going to put the car in front. Hopefully he will not get sniped from underneath the car. But Slade going to make it back with Naya. Are they going to make it back up to the Real Deal?
It seems like Magic have spent more time rotating than they have actually being in one location. And look, that's just an observation. Find a spot, hold on to it.
Yeah. But you didn't see maybe on the top of the map, CIA squad actually started shifting now. They got back in circle through the northern, eastern side. So hopefully they can find a compound. There are not many compounds still left because the circle is pretty good for most of the teams. But Master going to get sprayed away from a distance by CIA. And I said it, they got the compound in the valley. And they're going to confirm that kill very swiftly as Buja going to try and fight back. He's got the Orm, but can he make it work out for him?
To be honest, that's more on Magic's fault than CIA, because why didn't Magic go there? You know what I mean? Like, exactly, at the end of the day, that's like fair play. Look, CIA found a spot. Credit is due. They took a kill from it, but like Magic just looking flustered right now in this game 1. The teams that are having most trouble for now in this phase 3 are the teams down south. There's a lot of a cluster of teams going from the southwest, south to southeast.
But after seeing how CIA squad are playing, they seem like the one they want to play very passive, right, Imperium? But playing passive and aiming for purely positioning points, I don't think that's going to be enough for them to make it back, right? They are currently in 28th position. Just positioning points is not going to be good enough, so they've got to play somewhat aggressive to confirm frags, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. There's always that balance, and I would always be of the attitude of go hard or go home, as in, you know, go out in a blaze of glory, so to speak. And all the while, LAKONOSTRA hold on to Potato Heels, still inside the circle, sitting pretty.
Yeah, they're still holding Potato, looking good. Red Reserve, I haven't seen actually where Red Reserve shifted. I'd like to see on the minimap if it does show up.
They were up north. They were up north.
Up north, okay.
Well inside the circle. Of course, phase 4 will be showing up soon. And it has gone down south, so Red Reserve are outside of it. And there's still, it's not too bad for Red Reserve, because look at the amount of teams that are down south.
I'm looking at the Real Deal. I was about to say, they got to instantly shift as a compound just across the road. Ozzy's going to straight go for it. I think that's the shot calling of Buja coming into play. And that compound is going to be absolutely awesome. You can't get really attacked from the side on the northern side because you got that road. You've got so much visibility. It's really nice to defend. So the Real Deal, the exact right call you should do at this stage.
And actually, I'm not a fan of Red Reserve not rotating quickly at that point in the game, because maybe they didn't have enough information, so they're just going to creep themselves into the edge of the circle on that northwest side.
Zeta's going to get res back up again. Say again, knocked a bunch of times this game, but unfortunately Master Murad did get confirmed earlier. So that was with CIA squad. Careful, Magic, and for their shift, hopefully they don't lose wheels. I'm going to move it a little bit back.
Really, like, they spent more time in vehicles and rotating than they have in one spot, and I think that's the first time I've really seen something like that, so it feels bad for Magic.
I mean, they rotated for so long, but they still haven't found a compound. But B2B was the 2 remaining members thrown. They're going to go and breach it. Arthur from the back might have a really good position to engage them from. Where it is, they're going to go one first knockdown going over to DK. Can he get the extra ones? It will be a one-on-one trade. He does flush it out, at least, so that's going to be one confirmed point. They still got that 1 member in the back, so it will be thrown down to 2 members right now. Ooh.
Once again, they were going for the flush rather than focusing on trying to get another knock, and it went out against B2B Limitless. We saw that earlier on against, I think it was Team Legend, and it didn't pay off.
Hopefully they can just hold the compound for a little bit longer. Accelerate, sneaking up upon Cream. Cream was a 2-2 split. Maybe not the best way to defend it here because Accelerate could concentrate the firepower on Reeves and Kalemos, but Reeves, I believe, trying to chuck some utility over there and get an initial knockdown. I'd like to see them push on forward if they can. But oh, look how close they are, CIA and Attila.
Yeah, CIA and Attila very close by the Cream. Cream going to have to try and hold off 2 teams. Attila down to 2 players. CIA down to 3. So it is kind of 4 against 7, so to speak.
4 against 7. Think of those odds, actually. 17 squad in PUBG Mobile. But Cream got to be very careful. They're ahead of the cast.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what I mean. I'm like, 7-man team.
Don't look into it too much, okay? Okay?
I'm judging you.
It's okay. I'm okay with that. Only potatoes can judge me, really, to be honest. So.
Wait, are we on towards Potato Hills, actually?
Told you, only potato. Yeah, and LAKONOSTRA are still there, and Red Reserve should know that, which is why they're not going too far up. Potato Hill staying on the edge, maybe hoping to catch LAKONOSTRA out on a rotation in the next circle.
The thing is, right, is about Potato Hill, it's a really good position to hold on to for information, but it's really hard to defend because it's such a wide end area. Like, holding it onto it, if you don't have team synergy and communication, it's really hard to pull off, and I would even not recommend you holding it because you can't do the work properly.
Yeah, seeing one member of LAKONOSTRA catching at Muriel with the knockdown is not looking too good for Red Reserve for now. Will it be confirmed all the while? Throwing, looking over in the area of we are Vietnamese.
Still trying to close up. Unfortunately, they lost Ked. Oh, we're not going to see any Ked-worthy moves today. The spray coming out from Sonic. Oh, no. What was that? But Inori will be dying out to the blue zone. Let's see if Sonic can confirm the frag, because otherwise it will be lost in nature.
How dare you think that spray was coming from Ked? If that was Ked, that would have been pulling a Ked, and that would have gone down. Nothing against Sonic. I love the guy. But, man, it's Ked.
Rip. Pepperoni and Pepperoni. Hunter still in the spray. Can he make it through? He's right behind the tree, so that will not be connecting too much for Red Reserve. But Red Reserve, they're going to have to move a little bit forward. Hopefully won't get too involved with LAKONOSTRA as they try and shift a little bit downhill. Down Potato Hill. Confirmed.
Well, the good thing is that there's not too many teams actually up on the north side of the circle, so it's not too bad for these 2 teams. It all depends on where LAKONOSTRA does shift down, as it's all hitting off and popping off down south.
Our team still having a member dying out to the blue. Accelerate being a little bit maybe overwhelmed by how many teams are around them. They got to keep so much information, communicate so consistently, and it might be a little bit hard for them to pull off, but hopefully they'll be able to do exactly what they need to do. And Phase 5 is closing Imperium. The fights are about to break out as B2B, they get taken out, and look how the teams dying out. Magic, I believe, just got eliminated in 12th position.
Yeah. Wow, we've gone from like 14 teams to 10. Just like that, Attila gone down. Team of Legend, I believe, might have been wiped out if I'm not mistaken. And now Red Reserve onto LAKONOSTRA. The breach coming out from CIA.
Over him.
Fair.
Oh, that works. Oh, it's fuming. Jump out right now. There you go, CIA squad, but they're going to get mowed to the ground, and CIA squad will get taken out in 8th position. What the hell? We lost like 6 teams, 7 teams already? So damn quickly.
And that's not good for CIA because they're down below the standings of We Are Vietnamese. We Are Vietnamese are currently 24th, and now they're going to look for LAKONOSTRA. Oh my god. We Are Vietnamese are popping off.
Mayday, mayday, mayhem is upon us, Imperium. LAKONOSTRA still is Red X and Hunter. Alicio, I don't think the Res will be coming out. He's just unfortunately still in the blue. While you see that Red Reserve still clawing their way in. Cream are slowly going to get breached from the southern side by Team Dope, while Accelerate are still upon them in the northern side. Cream might have a little bit hard time to focus on 2 fronts at the same time.
Oh my lord, Team Dope, they're down below on the hill. They're going to get knocked. Cream are going to make that kill number 8. Still as a full squad.
Oh my god, I didn't even see their kills until now, but they're looking awesome.
Yep.
Team Dope, hopefully they will be able to hold on to this position. I saw Marty go for a little bit of flank. He actually went downhill for some time, and I think he really wants to confirm those frags on Team Dope while the blue is still moving forward. Phase 6 is going to go. Where will it take us? We'll be going a little bit more central, but down south.
Wow, that means look at the cluster of teams On the southeast, you have Team 18, Team 96. I don't even know who they are. Of course, you got Cream, you got Accelerate. Then, of course, you have the real deal up a little bit up more north.
Even got we have Vietnamese down there, but that means all the teams are going to get pushed over the lip of the hill. That means they're going to get open fired by all the teams up north, but they're still occupied with each other. Accelerate and the real deal taking care of each another. Bujo is still the Orm. I don't know if he can really make much out of it. There it is. GV from We Are Vietnamese going to try and go down, but Team Dope, BGD, is ready to shut him down.
And this is really going to help Red Reserve because they can just wait, go into the circle on that northwest side and just stay pretty and let all the teams around them take each other out. Maybe pop off a kill here or there.
That's as long as they can get rid of LAKONOSTRA on their respective side. They're going for the 2-1 split. Miro trying to grant information to allow his two other members to potentially rotate through. Team Dope still now, you can see they're slowly getting pushed. They need to get information. The one nade over in Mike in that shack might be worthy of one kill to give them even more room to work with.
One grenade goes in. That's going to be a second grenade all the while. Mike doing what he can. It's going to get third party by Cream.
Of course, you knew that was not going to go well. Reeves, the Irish legend, gets 2-0 on the ground. Team Dope down to now their 3 last remaining members. I mean, it's still pretty good, but you got to hit those shots with a mini. Doesn't do too much work with it. Unfortunately, Mike will normally get confirmed by Cream. They really want to claim and just get another 20 kill bomb this game.
Oh, man. Why so easy? More like, why are you missing all those shots, my friend? And he's the last man standing for We Are Vietnamese at Team Dope, still trying to hold on. That's going to be one knockdown onto Blind. Now he makes it count.
We Are Vietnamese be like, Team Dope, you can't do it. I'll show you how you connect your shots with a mini. He's going to get one frag. Can he confirm it? Not too sure. But LAKONOSTRA, they're slowly moving away. Still not breaking out a fight with Red Reserve. That fight has been a cold war for the past, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, they kind of stayed separated, but close enough to respecting each other as they try to take all the teams out down the south area. Calamos, nice fire coming out with the Uzi, goes behind a tree, takes down Dope. That's Calamos coming in clutch.
You knew that was going to happen with Phase 6. They were all getting pushed upon the lip of the hill, so they're all going to converge and fight each other out to see which team of the south will be confirming their position in Phase 6. But now Accelerate, buying time with the smokes and those trees, and it might just end up in a battle of snakes.
Now we are going to see this next phase going to be showing up in the next 20 minutes. Accelerate up on the north side. You do have the side of the real deal very close by. Prone down. The smoke's being thrown out.
Smoke's getting thrown out. It's just going absolutely down south. But we'll be seeing Phase 7. Where might it take us? But Red Reserve still looking absolutely stellar in this game. Trying to buy time. They still got to move on forward. Aegon was knocked away. Sonic gets knocked out himself by Azzy of the real deal. And LAKONOSTRA are going to have to move out eventually. Oh, I think they're barely out of the blue, but they're still going to force out, get prone. Hopefully, Red Reserve are going to be very careful about the position of the 2 members of Lako.
It's really tough because they're kind of going downhill. They're exposed by both the real deal and LAKONOSTRA.
If you get rid actually of the real deal, this is going to help out so much Red Reserve. So Red Reserve just got to stay prone for a little while longer and hope that the real deal get flushed away. Oh, there it is. We knew it.
Oh my god. The thorn in its side. LAKONOSTRA comes out, takes down Red Reserve.
We knew that was going to happen. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like they were too informed on their current positioning, and they were just focused on the real deal. Now, real deal, I believe, down to their very last member, but Cream still looking so strong, and just with a 2-2 split, I think this is going to work out absolute wonders. Or is it a 2-1 split? Yeah. 2-1 split.
2-1 split. They're looking pretty good. They are outside the circle, but they have to go down into the zone where they need to be. There's still LAKONOSTRA inside this.
LAKONOSTRA absolutely on point was that double man spray, but Cream, they know exactly where they are currently located, and they shut him down. LAKONOSTRA will get confirmed by Reeves, and there you have it. Down to now, top 2 teams. Accelerate was their best game so far, but versus one of the best teams in all of Europe, who might take this one. As the Cream comes out from Sakuri, trying to shut down that rotation, but connected 0 of those shots.
Nice prone though by Sakura at the end of the day. Accelerator still full squad. It comes down to this 4 against 3. Accelerate need this chicken dinner. Reki with the spray on the scar takes out 2 members of Cream.
Do your quick math. You know this is a 4v1. You got to rush it down. Vito, he's just prone. He's got no smokes to really protect himself with. Can he get maybe Reeves back up? That smoke might definitely help him out. He's going for the DP spray, but Accelerate, here it is. You've got to mow him down. This is your time at Glory. He's going to get the first knockdown initially on Kapahala. It was a sexy headshot, and he's buying time as much as he can. He's going to get breached from the side, and normally this will be the end. Can he flush him out? No, he doesn't even get Vito.
Come on! Sakura comes in, gets the final shot, and that's a chicken dinner over to Accelerate.
Accelerate, they did it. Their very first chicken dinner of European PMCO for this spring split. Not too many kills, they get only 4, but still, this is the kind of game they needed to do if they wanted to qualify for the semi-finals. I'm proud of them. They did great.
Hey, what was it? I said LAKONOSTRA and Accelerate when you asked me at the start of the day. LAKONOSTRA in third with 3 kills, being a thorn on the side of Red Reserve, and Accelerate getting that chicken dinner, 5 kills. Good stuff from them, but Cream, Cream
15.
Taken down next, getting 15 kills. Oh, I can taste the talent coming out from them.
That's a spicy meatball coming out from Cream today, as always. Kalimos, Rees, Vita. I mean, you guys know them by now. These players are absolute legends in the European scene, and they just showed up why they are known as some of the best players in all of Europe. So congratulations to them still. Not quite able to overtake the points of Accelerate, because that was only one game, I think, where it was actually overtaken by Czech Esports, where they got more points in second position compared to the first position team. But Cream...
AK4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it was versus Team Legend, but like, I'm still so proud of the boys. I mean, the Irish man, like Reeves, just absolutely popping off. He's in his Irish blood.
Hey, what can I say? You know,
hey, not you.
It is what it is. Yeah, not me. It's all that potato juice, man. It does wonders for you. It does wonders for you. All the while, like, you know, looking over, like, the real deal getting 4th place. It was a quiet game up for them on the northeast side. They were so close to Accelerate for a lot of that game, but they were staying pro down, stay out of trouble, got a good result. Red Reserve, honestly, if they had have taken out LAKONOSTRA, which to be honest indicates that maybe they should have been more aggressive on LAKONOSTRA. They knew 9 times out of 10 that LAKONOSTRA were on Potato Hill, and when they rotated close by, when it was like, I think phase 4 or phase 5, they should have been more aggressive on them. Otherwise, we saw what happened. They took them out from behind.
I think the main reason is that they forgot about LAKONOSTRA being located there, because the real deal was applying so much pressure, they just had to focus all of their attention onto them. And then LAKONOSTRA, they knew they were getting shot at and were like, okay, well, they're getting in a really bad spot, and they could hear the gunshots, like, okay, we're going to confirm the frags. 2 got knocked away, like, okay, we're going to steal the points away. They did it. Great job from LAKONOSTRA as they get 3rd position. There's only 3 kills, though, for REDX, but still, these are the kind of games that can barely make you go over in the semi-finals, so they've got to keep on going like this.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's a really good start for LAKONOSTRA. That's going to give them a huge boost. Yeah, okay, they don't get as many points as let's say, Accelerate, who are actually ahead of them, but they've got more points than CIA Squad. They got more points than B2B Limits. They've got more points than We Are Vietnamese. They're going to really, like, go either close, if not ahead of a lot of those teams.
I'm so happy with Accelerate. Finally, they got their very, very first chicken dinner in this tournament. Hopefully, that will be enough for them to get themselves a spot in semi-finals. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this very, very first game of the day. We still got 3 more coming your way before we close up the chapter of the group stage of European PMCO for this spring split in 2020. Myself and Imperium will be going for a very short break. Stick around, and we'll be coming back for game number 2, which will be on good old and aggressive Sanhok. See you there. And we are back, ready to dive into our second game of the day. Of course, it's going to be on good old Sanhok, as you guys know it. Great first game there on Erangel was taken over by Accelerate, taking the very first chicken dinner of the group stage of European PMCO. And as Maxman once again was Imperium for your second game of the day, and I just can't wait to jump into this aggressive action. Imperium, what's poppin'?
What's poppin'? Man, what a great game one for the teams that needed the points. Well, okay, some of the teams that needed
all
the
of
points.
them, yeah.
Of course, LAKONOSTRA, Accelerate, getting what they needed. But I'm really interested, though, with the updated standings after this game one, considering that we saw a beautiful game for Cream Esports, not the chicken dinner, but the second place, taking down Next at the early parts of the game. And when you look at the overall standings, they are ahead of Next, but on the same points.
Yeah, they are looking really strong right now. Can't wait to see whether if they can bring up the heat just a little bit more, and we'll keep an eye out on that. But I think right now what we should do is focus on the teams that are a little bit lower on the standings in pyramid. I want to see which teams are moving forward. Team Attila, unfortunately, they're a team that I said I wanted to see potentially improve again, but they were a little bit fast on their rotations, which is a step in the right direction. But Team Attila only scoring one single point that last game. Not really what I was hoping for.
No, not at all. Same with BackToBack. To be honest, they only scored like 5 points. They stay in 30th. The big shift is Accelerate. They moved up to 23rd from 28th. So right now they're safe, but by no means is it over. We Are Vietnamese actually stayed in 24th, but, you know, only just about. LAKONOSTRA moved up to 26th from 29th. And then B2B Limitless, they were the biggest losers from that game one. They dropped down to 28th from 25th.
Yeah, this is why you don't want to drop too far away from each another. B2B, they lost members to, I believe it was Red Reserve in Sosnovka. Also a few more members over in the mainland. So really, I'm hoping they're going to play a lot more together, especially on a map such as Sanhok, that it's not going to be rewarding in any way to suit the split drop so heavily.
Yeah, it's a pretty unpredictable map at times, and it's unpredictable in terms of where the teams are going to be, you know, with third partying being so prevalent. You know, I'm just hoping that the likes of Accelerate and LAKONOSTRA can kind of ride the wave and feel that confidence and the, you know, that mentality coming into game two, because we have seen previously where a team gets a fantastic result, but then they follow it up with a 1 point game and a negative game. So I do hope that these two teams in particular are able to kind of follow the trend of game one.
Because I think, like, this is the thing we must have said the most as, like, duocasters in Pyramid, right? Is, like, the name of the game is consistency.
Hell yeah.
Having a good game is great, but if you follow it up with a bad game, then it makes your average really poor, and you just can't afford to do that, especially at this stage where this is the last day of group stage, and you just can't allow yourself to have such bad performances, even though you have, like, maybe a chicken dinner, and teams shown already multiple times that chicken dinners are not the way to go all the time. You're mainly aiming for just consistency, good points, good positioning in circle, and that is the way to go and get qualified in, like, semi-finals and even regional finals.
Yeah, of course. And typical example right now of that is Cream Esports. They're only on one chicken dinner, but they're on the same points as Next, who've gotten 3 chicken dinners. And that's not to say Next have been inconsistent, because by no means have they been inconsistent. Their poor results have been super poor, but Cream, even when they've had a poor result, I say in inverted commas, they still pulled out a 10-15 point game, and that's always going to help in the top stages.
Not too poor, they're just like me, you know, they're a student in terms of, like, poverty. I think that's fine, just eating ramen all the time. I feel really, I don't know why. Yeah, buy me ramen, guys, please. I don't know why I said that, but there you go. I just wanted to talk about my financial situation. Okay. Student life. Okay.
Shut up. Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm in the chopper. I don't know why I said that. I don't know.
I also want to point out Team Dope had a great game. They moved up from 20th to 17th as well. So they had a really safe game as well. And then even it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst for Throne and Team Legend. They didn't really like kind of move so much, but they didn't really falter as heavily like Throne and Team Legend. They're 21st and second respectively after these games. So it's nothing really super scary. But the worst thing for them is that teams around them have gotten closer.
Yeah, you just got to try and get rid of the competition. But here it is, our final Sanhok game of the group stage is upon us. We're going to be going straight on over from Camp Alpha, straight down to the area of Dock/Bantai. So mainly, like, Mongnai, Cal going to be pretty far, but the map is so small, it's 4x4. Any teams will, of course, be able to take that under control. But Red Reserve, normally they go for boot camp. We'll see if that will be the case here.
B2B Limitless and Attila going up in Hating. CIA will be heading towards Cow. I think, yeah, Red Reserve will stay in boot camp on their own.
Where's Throne? No, where's Throne?
To Paradise Resort. He's actually with Throne this
They
time?
always drop their Throne, yeah. The lobbies are mixed.
Ooh.
So this is going to get spicy.
Interesting. Okay, so the boot camp battle between these two teams. One of them needs to win a Throne, but then again, you could say that Red Reserve kind of need to win it as well.
I'm seeing where Next are currently located. Next, you better... I swear to God, if you move, I'm going to be so mad. They got the best position on this circle. They got a cross-section of the river. You got so much rotation potential from it. Now it is Red Reserve. They're going to get already one member taken out. And this is not off to a good start.
Yeah, Muriel being confirmed early on. Although they do clap back. The members of Red Reserve getting a knockdown in their favor onto Throne. But they've got to respond a little bit quickly. Bars will most likely get revived. Agon saw him jumping down, but it should be safe for Throne.
This is actually really weird, and normally in the fights of Throne versus Red Reserve in boot camp, normally the youth-shaped building is always in the favor of Throne. So I think Throne here are a little bit like, oh, we don't usually deal with this fight against Red Reserve like this. How are we going to play it? And they're going to have Venetu going for a little bit of a flank on the west. Interesting positioning.
Interesting to be Pronon so early on like that, but look, if you're Throne, you've kind of done what you expected to do, which is gotten a kill on the side of Red Reserve, you know, and then Red Reserve on their end, they'll be out for blood.
I mean, it was a one-on-one in terms of trade-off at early game kills. It is good for the spray, but he's in the smoke. Can he confirm? Oh my God, Naranx is so close. And we'll make it out. No, wait. Oh my God. How did he go right in front there? That was so ballsy, but Naranx makes it out. But doesn't have an insane amount of loot.
Don't go in on your own. Don't go in on your own, Ked. Wait for your teammates. Wait for your teammates.
Ked, don't do it, Ked. This is what we're trying to say. Just chill out and wait for Sonic to jump back with his QBZ. Ked got a nice little of an angle on that rooftop. Really trying to wait a little bit longer. But Naranx, I don't think he has the health packs to try and heal up. Ked, here it is. Sonic is going for the same time. Now you pull off the aggression. This is how you do it. Making up the stairs.
Oh, is that going to be a grenade being thrown out by Throne?
That might actually do some work. Gonna go straight towards Aegon, but I don't think that will do too much work. Indeed, he will not. He was right behind the wall. Here it is. Red Reserve surrounding them. He's going with the shotgun too. This is not the type of weapon you want, Naranx. Sonic is going to be a casualty taken down by Boris with the QBZ. Red Reserve down to Ked, and Aegon being put so damn low. Ked, you're missing your shots, mate. What is that all about? And Red Reserve, they're going to be down to only Aegon, but 2 respawns will be coming on through. But oh, that was sweaty.
Man, what? Why did Venito leave his team? I'm sorry, but I don't know what kind of decision that was, but you had that man advantage. You got to think, if Venito was there, they would have squad wiped Red Reserve.
Yeah.
On it, that was really, really weak bait. Like, I would say that was pulling an AJ. A bit of a stupid decision. That was pulling an AJ.
She asked us before the broadcast to pull off, to say pull off in an AJ. She really wanted to be quoted in this game eventually. So there you go. AJ, you're part of the PMCO adventure. We all pull off an AJ. Is pulling off a bad move. There you go.
AJ is the manager of Red Reserve, by the way, if you weren't sure. So yeah, nice to give her a little bit of a spotlight. Fantastic person within the community as well. So yeah.
And also apparently a noob just like us. No?
Of course, she is.
Join the noob family.
But she's the best kind of noob.
Now, nice noob.
Exactly. Like, next, you said it, don't move from that position. Perfect spot for now.
Yeah, there's no reason to. I was going to go over to the salt mine. This is where I am when I play my games of PUBG. Just always raging and getting like, what the hell? This weapon doesn't work. Oh my God, hitboxes don't work. But it's actually just me being a nab. So this is my house. Welcome.
I honestly, I just wanted, that kind of threw me off, but good stuff, Max. Self-deprecation is a wonderful thing in life, a wonderful thing in life. Now, Team Dope, they're spread out quite nicely. because you're on the west side for now, they don't really have to worry about what's going on behind them. And with the circle being kind of so heavily towards the west, not like super duper heavily, but heavily enough that this position that they're in right now is really clean.
It's really clean. And also, if you play on the coastal line, boats are an available option for you. It's not a great one. It's really like last resort kind of situation. We saw that especially during PL contenders, right? There's so many teams died during boat rotation. So, no, it's very last resort. Avoid if you can. But Magic, ooh, they're going to sort of get pushed upon by Next. But Next gave their position away? Or they gave it away? No.
Well, they just gave a little bit too much space and allowed Magic to kind of go near there. Yeah, on a side note, if that phase 2 shifts heavily up north, yeah, I would recommend Team Dope to either swim or get in the boat. Don't take the bridge.
Yeah, definitely would be a lot safer. I'd love to have an overview of the map just to see like what is happening with that. I said it like Next, you got the cross section of the river. You can rotate to every single island, and you make up for every single circle shift. So Next got to just hold it down. There's no reason.
Plus, you do have Red Reserve now starting to rotate away from boot camp, heading down the southerly direction towards Next. And Magic Stack could play a part as well. And the 3-team area, we could see a little bit of third partying coming through as Attila holding on to the side of that water, just staying pretty safe down on the east coast of that northwest island.
They're going to be, they're pretty split. I mean, they're going for a 2-1 split, but the fires are getting shot. Squire going to have to run away. Takes a pretty hefty shot down to 1/3 HP. But Next, they're back to the cross section. That is good. Like that.
Yeah. I think it was good because they rotated down to possibly get a little bit more vision.
They went there as a 4-man squad,
then they rotated up north. I know, like, I would have preferred they've sent 2 people down. But then again, going as a full squad in Sanhok is a little bit more advisable, so I'm not going to disagree. The only thing is, the more that they've moved around, the higher chance that they're going to be spotted by other teams as well. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, but you could even see, like, Red Reserve at that moment. They were, like, looking like, oh, if only we could get that position, but, like, they can't because another team is there currently. Accelerate going for the very safe positioning, going to be playing it very, very slow. Eastern shift coming on through towards Quarry, so they should be getting towards phase 2 pretty easily if it does shift in their favor. But this is very, like, just great early game, not too much happening.
Honestly, edge of circle play on Sanhok is a very viable option. I don't agree with edge of circle play a lot of the time. But I get it as a viable strategy, and in Sanhok it definitely is, because with third partying being such a factor, you can come in and get the clutch. Like, we even saw it in Erangel, to be perfectly honest. Not third partying, but from the edge of circle, LAKONOSTRA took Red Reserve out, and that was the late game.
I mean, that's two opposite sides of the spectrum, right? You can all get a third position by being out of the circle, or you get gatekeep, because gatekeeping is a very predominant kind of playstyle that you see on Sanhok, especially like towards phase 2, especially phase 3 and 4. So as long as they be able to be respectful in that sense, I know that when they have to actually aim for circle a lot more centrally, they'll be able to do that. Because if you always play edge, at some point, it's just not going to work out.
Very true. And if they respond quickly enough from a circle shift to get to the edge of circle in time, depending on the dis...
Hello, knock, this is... Oh, well, bye-bye. Oh my god, that was instant.
I'm not going to lie, like, okay, yeah.
I didn't have time to do a knock joke. I wanted to do it, but he was already dead, so... Oh, next time.
Instead of knock, who's there? Knock, who's dead?
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
It doesn't work when you say it more than once, man.
I'll say as many times as I want, Imperial.
Okay.
Stop me if you can.
And the real deal, on top of the hill, overlooking Magic. It's a nice position to hold on to. It's out in the open, so it can be risky, but it is still a very good spot, especially when you are a full squad.
Pretty valuable for them. Doesn't seem like Magic have too much kind of intel. They got a pretty nice position. They can somewhat hold the bridge compound. Cream, they moved actually in boot camp, which luckily for them there was no teams there, but if there was, that could have got pretty risky. But they got the compound, maybe just a few loot remaining, so they got a nice safe spot for now.
Now we are going to see where this phase 2 is going to go. Where is it going to shift towards? Please show it up on our screens so we can have an idea.
Enlighten us. Power. There, we got it. And Circle Shape. Oh, I can still hold to the cross-section compound. That'd be great. But now coastal line, especially towards the area of Camp Alpha and Tambang, would be so valuable. Team Dope, I would say just don't move. Maybe get to the compound. It's a little bit closer to the bridge on the west. But otherwise, that's a great positioning to hold at this stage.
B2B Limitless, get on top of that mountain on the north side of the circle. And the teams that are down on the southeast, prepare for trouble and make it double.
I was going to say,
there's a lot of teams rotating across.
God damn it, I wanted to do it. Oh my god, I want to do some more many style stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn. Oh, sorry.
I'm Jesse and you're James, you know, like, prepare for trouble and make it double. But anyway, it's actually going to be knocked away by Murad of the real deal. So we'll be seeing how that comes out.
Team Max Tato, blast off at the speed of light. Or cast off at the speed of light.
Oh, we need to write a script for next broadcast.
Okay. Red Reserve gonna be bridge camped by Magic. I don't like this rotation from Red Reserve. It's weak, it's slow, it's also predictably close to the teams around them. It's a little bit amateurish, to be perfectly honest.
Next, they're going to be breaching up. Slobars. Oh, so low, but there we go. Elicio and Eranori will be able to get the first knockdown and will confirm the frag instantaneously. Topson will be the second one following suit in the knockdown spree. Leaving only Harb and Andy alone as the kill does indeed get confirmed. That was very risky. Like, they thought that nobody was there, but then they just got completely overwhelmed.
Hell yeah. Now let's go. Let's go. LAKONOSTRA, you need the points. Next, you want to bounce back from going down. Was the very first team in Erangel.
They get it. They mustn't push this one too hard because I love the positioning of currently Harb on the backside. If they go for the push on Andy, he can actually get such a good engagement. As they getting cooked up by Eranori. Will it be good? A little bit too far. Will not have too much of an impact. Oh, nicely under the building.
Stuff. Yeah, nice stuff from Elicio. That's going to push Harb back. And he goes down. And LAKONOSTRA. God damn it. Nice protection of the compound. Nice safety, nice aggressiveness as well.
I'm going to say this. Why the hell did Next move? They had the compound of the cross-section that was still in favor of phase number 2. They did not have to. And yet they moved twice in a row, and the second time was their downfall. So Next, not too happy on them leaving there.
No, it's not the fact that they moved, in my opinion. It's the fact of where they moved.
And how they moved also. They didn't scout.
Well, they moved with their feet. That's how they moved.
Wow, thank you. Wow. Guys, that one that like quoted Imperium 2020. That's how they move with their feet. Thank you.
Yeah. Or they move like Jagger. No. Okay. Anyway, it was more the fact that they moved down south rather than moving up north. They should have been more cautious and actually safer by moving up to the northwest island. Yeah, they could have thought that more teams would have been there, but still, that would have been a much better spot to hold on to rather than going down south closer to ruins where a lot more teams were bunched together.
Red Reserve, they're going to slowly move on through. Leaving Sonic be the YOLO man. Hopefully we'll be able to give information. That was pretty sure he's going to get knocked away in the valley. He will indeed get knocked away. The res seems pretty hard for them to pull off. We are Vietnamese, going to have to get over to Sod to pull off a res of their own. But now Red Reserve having to take this one 2v4 head on. I'm not sure this is going to be good. Maybe you want to try and play this one passive and just retreat.
It was a nice rotation from Red Reserve considering where they were located. They did shift down south, and I love that. Much better. But, you know, there's always going to be that risk of more teams being located down south. And we do see the circle has shifted down south, down to the southwest island. God damn it.
I'm face palming so hard.
All the teams are there, though.
Yeah, but I'm face palming so hard. Like, next they had the compound. They could have gatekeep like 2 to 3 teams. They could have got so much work done, but they gave it away. Tears running down my face. But still, a lot of teams still in circle. It's not going to be a really hard shift compared to what we usually see on Sanhok. So I think a lot of these teams are happy of how phase 3 is currently unfolding.
Team Legend, we're up in the north. Got a kill. Now they're going to look to shift down south. Maybe go a little bit closer to the bridge. I wouldn't agree with them going on the bridge, or at least not the whole squad. I'd recommend 2 going in the water, 2 going on the bridge. Maybe the 2 that are going on the bridge go a little bit earlier to scout a bit more. Because they're going to be walking into a hell of a lot of trouble if they either do too late or they just do it a little bit, poorly.
Timing is going to be key for them. Oh, the back of your Vietnamese. Are B2B going to do it, though? I mean, they definitely need kill points. They need every single point they can get. Good man spray, only connecting one bullet, though. A few more at the end, but why so easy? We'll be able to make it back to the building. Now they got information. B2B, unfortunately, lost their chance of getting the first initial knockdown.
B2B Limitless needing all the points that they can get. Currently in 28th spot. They moved down from 25th. So you want to bounce back, get above the likes of CIA, LAKONOSTRA, and accelerate. If you want to get into the top 24.
That is where you need to be. That is the place to be currently. Enemies, they got indeed Sod back. I'd love to see if Red Reserve shifted away from that position. Pretty sure they did. Yeah, you can't see them anymore. They moved out, pretty much.
LAKONOSTRA are in a really good position, Max. By the coastline, spread out really nicely. Staying pretty safe. By the bridge. Man, they're looking good.
I like the position. Is that team dope in? I thought they were in boats for a second, but apparently those are cars they just used to shift a little bit closer. That's a compound I said that they should go for early on the western coastline. They went for it a little bit late, but still is not occupied. So that should be a nice position for Team Dope to hold on to. Or Team Legend on the bridge, or at least showing an intention of crossing. So hopefully they'll be very cautious if they do decide to commit to it. Which they are, actually.
Now, obviously, having the high ground where we are Vietnamese are located is really good. Although, just as I say that, B2B Limitless get a knockdown. And then Accelerator coming in from behind on the edge of the circle. Rotated really nicely. I might add Accelerate. Shifting from the east, going down the southeast and just rotating cleanly into the circle.
That means they're reading enemy team rotations and circle shifts really well, trying to enter throughout the most easiest entry point, and they did that really well. I really enjoy how Accelerate are playing their macro game so far, but do they have the information? If they do, this is not a great area to breach because that means it's downhill and they also got walls to work with, so really not great to breach up at this point.
Yeah. Plus they've kind of been moving as a 2-2, and that's nice stuff. Now the circle has shifted down the southeast. Wow, inside ruins. It's not directly in the center, but it is on the edge. You do not want to be in ruins, to be honest, Max. You really don't, because disengaging away from ruins, it's slow, it's heavy. It's going to be really awkward. It's nearly like a city. The high ground to the east of ruins, that's hot property.
Yeah, it will be definitely really hard. Would not recommend to go through there any time soon, but Team Legend, they went for the safest way possible through the water. Hopefully B2B will not see them in the back, because otherwise, might have to say goodbye. Now, LAKONOSTRA finally going to move out too. They know they can't hold on to this position any longer, but Team Legend, they're going to be breathing a lot with their head out of the water. Hoping B2B don't see it.
Like, I don't know why they didn't go across the river earlier on.
I just said it, and there you go. Oh my god, he's not going to take it down. Oh my god, I really thought he was going to survive that. But there you go, he gets knocked away, trying to confirm kills. They even see Joker making a run for it to the coastline. Can he get to the rock? That's a big fat no. Sodox will get the knockdown, instantly turning that one to a flush. That's their second kill so far.
And it's just Lisman left standing, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
he's going to be in the blue.
How long were Team Legend by that bridge? How much time did they give B2B?
Bye-bye.
Just too much, and it's gone against them. Team Legend are out. Like, yeah, it speaks for itself, Max.
The rotation had the good idea, but they did it way too late and not in the right manner, so hopefully they'll be able to learn from that. But here it is, Accelerate. They're finally going to be clashing up with Team Dope. The crew will get flushed away. Oh no, to hit the spray, you got to connect those shots, BGD, as he gets also taken down himself. Was a headshot of Chucky, going to confirm that almost instantaneously into a kill. But Team Dope, they're just losing their footing so far.
Well, it's third partying. You've got Team Dope, you've got LAKONOSTRA, and you've got Accelerate. So this is absolutely crazy. Plus, you've got B2B Limitless coming in. LAKONOSTRA rotated into ruins. I said it's not necessarily the place to be, but look, they're committing to it.
They're committing to it. Hopefully, they'll be able to rotate efficiently and accordingly to that positioning. Team Dope now, they had the 2-2 split. They sent two members towards ruins, and hopefully they can pressurize Accelerate really well. I really like how they did that 2-2 split. It saved their life, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Now, on the side of We Are Vietnamese, who currently hold center of their circle, I wonder how much vision are they actually getting on the teams around them. They're looking safe, but it's not going to be too good as Doyle gets knocked down.
Oh, hits it. I think he even got a headshot during that engage. There you go. Does get the kill, confirms it. That will be 1 point for them. But unfortunately getting pressure from the backside also by BackToBack. And might be the end of next in 13th position.
Not quite, not quite. LAKONOSTRA could kind of save them by distracting BackToBack and engaging on them as they all fight for the edge of the circle play on that west location. All the while Magic are kind of basically holding off Cream for now.
And if you got a good compound, why give it over? That's what Next was done a little bit earlier, I believe. But here it is. Harp still snaking his way through, trying to get the hell out of this sandwich position. Chucky maybe going to try and steal it? But if he does steal it, that means he gives his position away, so maybe not worth taking the shots.
Oh my lord, its fights are popping up as the LAKONOSTRA are being punished. Inside runes, they're not inside the circle. It's accelerate from behind. Trying to find and starve out LAKONOSTRA.
I mean, it's a great position to defend, right? Especially because of the high ground you get on the rooftop. But moving away from it, that is exactly what I said earlier, right? It's going to be the hard point for LAKONOSTRA. So while they can confirm all the points you have at your disposal, Apahala going to have to heal up versus the blue and tank it up a little bit.
We Are Vietnamese are still inside the circle. Has shifted away once more from ruins. The blue zone closing in. We're going to see phase 6. A CIA holding on. They're still a two-man team on 2 kills. You know what? It's a good start from them in this game, but they still got to make it further and further because they still got 12 teams.
There it is, and part of those 12 teams is going to be Cream and Magic as they slowly get together, but Cream almost instantaneously disengaged that fight, not ready to commit at the time being, chucking a little bit of utility the other way just to try and create some distance, but Red Reserve, B2B, they're around the corner, and they might get involved into another fight they're not quite expecting.
Yeah, but Cream are full squad. Red Reserve are a two-man team. They're hurt, they're damaged. B2B get taken out by LAKONOSTRA.
Red X, finally they get it. B2B will be losing an extra. And now they're going to have to move. Hopefully no teams will have an angle on them. Sorry, did lose that one member. Now Magic, here it is. They're moving out. They left their compound rotation way too late. And they're losing absolutely everybody. Murad, Marstan, everyone is now out. Remaining on their very last member, which is Sade. And he's going to be tanking the blue. And he will indeed be confirmed. Magic out in 9th position.
And that's the element of holding onto the edge of the circle that you mentioned earlier on. These teams are doing it against the likes of Magic, and it's hurting Magic so much as a grenade is going to be thrown out in the direction of Cream. Then Tudor of Dope looking over.
The Eagle, can he confirm the frags? Not too sure, but Red Reserve, they don't want to let Cream get the upper hand because the team that rotates first, you know they're going to get backstabbed by this high ground position. So this is a really important fight that both teams have to commit to, or otherwise they might get shut down on the next shift.
Plus they're both uphill, so they have to go downhill, and they're facing a bunch of teams down that hill. So it's really tough for both teams, protecting against themselves and each other. As Bazzi looking for Nelsio, but doesn't get it.
Yeah, this is the move of LAKONOSTRA. We knew it was going to be pretty hard. Can he connect the spray, though, for Ked of Red Reserve? Can he hit it? Oh, my God, what is that spray? There you go. He finally gets it with the last few bullets remaining in his ammo. But now he's going to have to move on forward. We are Vietnamese with the compound still remaining, not shifting just yet. Cream, they really want to try and overtake the position, but they only got Reeves, the Irishman, remaining. Can he carry this on his own?
Well, he's going to be able to get the revive coming out as the last man standing of B2B Limitless gets taken out. Nice. But Dope takes out Ked. It leaves Agon on his own, but they're in the top 6.
Come on, team. This is the game that might make you go over to the semi-finals. You can't afford to lose it. But LAKONOSTRA, they made the move away from ruins we thought was not possible, Imperium. And now they're slowly going to try and get a little bit closer and breach it out versus team number 9. That's going to be Team Dope. They got already one knockdown. Can they turn that into a kill? And the circle shift is in their favor on phase 7.
Well, during the compound, but they have to disengage. They're on 8 kills, but Reeves, the Irish god from Crean, having to heal up. He has to get into the circle. He has to move. He's trying to heal off, but don't give We Are Vietnamese more chance to heal up and get the revives. Look to try and move in if you can.
I would even say die to the blue. He's got 20 seconds. Got to move out in the open. I would say, personally, Reeves just die to the blue. Just try and buy some time to get extra positioning points. But at this stage, he knows he's going to die. He's downhill, compound already occupied by We Are Vietnamese.
I believe he might just do that, indeed. Oh, Hagen gets taken down by Tudor by Team Dope. Now we're down to 4 teams. We Are Vietnamese, LAKONOSTRA, Man, this is crazy.
They get Kush. There you go. He's going to get taken out instantaneously. Oh, Hunter using a lot of ammo there. Not able to do any more. Oh, though, they do knit it up. There you go, but Reeves able to get knocked down. Why so easy? Okay, I take it back. Reeves. I apologize. Holy crap.
Reeves got in. He put out the first aid. He wasn't going to give up. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. What's the rest of it?
I forgot. Oh my god. Never gonna live.
Never gonna turn around and desert you.
They're gonna. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I need to sing it to remember it, Imperium. We should have sang it. I think that would have been a lot better. We'll remember it for next time. But now LAKONOSTRA with still 3 members, the strongest team potentially in this game, but they don't have the better position. That is indeed in favor of We Are Vietnamese.
Yeah, indeed. The downhill position is very much in the favor of We Are Vietnamese, but you've got to understand that as a last man standing, Sod has Reeves from Cream to the south of him, as well as Tudor.
Oh my god. He's got that. That is just the definition of a nick and cranny that Reeves is able to find. Gonna try and nade it up or even smoke it up. Not too sure what that was. Oh, that was a nade. Okay, doesn't quite connect on Tudor of Team Dope. Now it's a battle of snakes to see which team will get to the high ground position. So far held by LAKONOSTRA. The spray coming out. Sod instantly gonna try and flush it out. Confirm 1 extra point.
Reeves able to get close to the circle. Tudor is down behind that rock. Low ground. Reeves looking for Sod. Sod looking for Reeves. Reeves goes down at the hands of Tudor.
And that'll be extra point for Team Dope. Does he see Tudor there for a split second? A headshot could come on through. He's extremely low. 1 bullet might just be enough, but Sod doesn't quite see it, and he's going to try and just overwhelm it. But Red X from LAKONOSTRA, not sure what happened there, but there you go. We Are Vietnamese absolutely popping off. SOD, one-man army coming in hot. They already got 9 kills so far. He's going to try and take this one. It's a 1v1, but at the end of the day, it will be going over to LAKONOSTRA, and this is the game that they needed to secure. They were in such a bad position at the start of the day, and they are redeeming themselves.
LAKONOSTRA, 3rd place game 1, 1st place game 2. I was talking to Pally earlier on. They were like, yeah, we're confident. We're fine. And I'll tell you what, pen to paper, that's exactly what they're doing tonight.
LAKONOSTRA, so many frags. Reg X been absolutely insane. They had one of the hardest positions to shift away, especially in ruins. And unfortunately, Team Dope were not able to just spill the sauce on them, and LAKONOSTRA find a better position. The circle shifts were in their favor. That is why they got the chicken dinner on Sanhok. Really proud of the boys, but We Are Vietnamese, another team that did a good performance here. Really happy, and look at that kill count. Exactly what they need to make it up in semis.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure how many kills We Are Vietnamese had. They had circle for majority of the game, but look, you know, they got 9 kills. They were able to take advantage of being inside the circle for the majority of the game, and they weren't just proning down doing absolutely nothing. Really good stuff from We Are Vietnamese, much needed, because they were in 24th. That's going to really shift them up ahead of standings over the likes of Accelerate, Team Legend, Throne, and hopefully even, well, not hopefully, but maybe even ahead of the likes of GSMC and PedjaDBoy.
And also, we're talking about the battles of teams that are in the lowest section, but Cream getting himself 4th position, and they are showing an intention of getting number 1 position. They were definitely off to a great start, but they are slowly getting there, starting off with a 2nd position on Erangel, with now a 4th position on Sanhok. Their consistency is absolutely on point, just like LAKONOSTRA. So those 2 teams definitely really trying to pull off a performance of a lifetime on this final day of the group stage.
Yeah, but look, come on, Cream are they've been consistent throughout this whole group stage. Throughout this whole group stage, it's just been always there in such a dangerous way, like Reeves holding on. Any other team, they might have died to the play zone just to deny that point, but not Reeves. Reeves held on. And we've seen that from Cream throughout this group stage multiple times. They just haven't given up. And it's paid off so many times, and just a lot of credit goes over to Cream.
And also Red Reserve, they got himself a 2nd, 5th position in a row. They got 5th position on Erangel, 5th position on Sanhok. Having a really good early game session, I believe, but the later game stages, they really struggle. I think the circle shifts also not being in their favor really makes them have a hard time. But maybe early game rotations, they're fine, but late game, they've got to maybe review a little bit how they pull it off.
In this game, I would say actually the early game rotation was poor, but they reacted after losing Sonic by rotating a lot safer down south, and that was much better. But they put themselves in a position where they had to rotate in a bad way, in a really bad, not in a bad way, but in an awkward way after they lost Sonic. So it's a double-edged sword. They've reacted after a bad decision, but that bad decision shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah, still Red Reserve looking pretty decent today. One team that is already qualified for the semi-finals, pretty damn sure about it. But there you have it. That's our second game of the day on Sanhok Imperium. Game 3 is going to be on Vikendi. And before we go on break, is there one team that you want to maybe say, Vikendi, they might just take it?
No, it's anybody's game.
Anybody's game? Okay. I'll think about one and I'll tell you guys which one I think might be taking a win on Vikendi after the break. But anyways, with that said, guys, we'll be going for a very, very short break. Game number 3 will be on Chill Action Vikendi, so do stick around. We'll be back shortly for game number 3. Thanks so much for waiting, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. We are ready to jump into our very third game of the day, and of course it's going to be on Vikendi. Can't wait to see which teams have a chance of taking their chicken dinner today. Imperium, 2 games that were absolutely insane on Erangel and Sanhok. Can't wait to see what this good old Vikendi will take us to.
Man, Sanhok always full of surprises, and it definitely provided that. And the big surprise is then transfers to the overall standings. Let's talk about the top 16 first, just to kind of get that out of the way.
Okay.
We've seen Cream rise to the top and overtake Terror to get into first place on 175 points.
Yeah, next, maybe not going to be too happy about that. They need 6 more points to make it back over Cream potentially in that game. So we are expecting a good performance to see if they can beat the top team in the group stage of European PMCO. This is the top tier, so you guys can pause it, check it out if you want to keep some info. But I think that now we are slowly going to be launching into our next lobby of Vikendi. So we've got to really quickly focus on our lower 16 teams. And we had some really big surprises, Imperium, especially LAKONOSTRA and We Are Vietnamese. LAKONOSTRA moving up from 26th position to 18th position. That means from 55 points to 87, which is a huge leap forward. But not only them, also We Are Vietnamese.
Yeah, We Are Vietnamese going up to 19th from 24th. Yeah. They were just on the cusp, you know, holding on. But after a strong Game 2 in Sanhok, they've jumped up in the overall standings. The biggest kind of loser of that last game was Team Legend, fortunately going down to 25th from 22nd, so not looking too good for them for now. Accelerate stay. Actually, they moved down from 23rd to 24th, but look at this, Max. From 21st to 24th, the exact same points. Now, that's worrisome for Team Push and GSMC because they're not playing tonight. So, realistically, all Throne and Accelerate need is 1 more point, and they're automatically ahead of those 2 teams. And never mind the fact that PedjaDBoy, who are in 2nd, they're only 2 points ahead. So, realistically, it's not as pressurizing for Throne and Accelerate as it is for B2B Limitless and CIA Squad.
I just feel a little bit bad for PedjaDBoy. They had such a nice day. Well, not over all the games were like that. A few games were just so nice and redeemed them, and we were able to bring them back up to, like, what was it, 16th and 17th position at some point. The PedjaDBoy are in a really scary position. They're not, unfortunately, here right now, so they're going to have to wait, and I'm really hoping they can make it through. But with so many teams are just 1 point away from them, like 2 to 1 point away from them, I think we might have to say goodbye to PedjaDBoy, unfortunately, at the end of the broadcast. I'm scared.
No, because honestly, it would take 4 teams who are playing. So it would take Accelerate, Team Legend, B2B Limitless, and CIA Squad to jump ahead of them. For PedjaDBoy. Actually, no, 5 teams, if anything.
It legit could, Imperium. I'm like, as long as they get a few kills, because right now GSMC, Team Push, Throne at 74, they're 2 points behind. With the 2 remaining games, that means that they're going to get 2 points minimum just by playing. So they're all going to be on 76, and if they get a few frags on top of that, that means they're going to get pushed down to about 23rd, 24th, and then a few teams, if they have some good performances, that could shut them out.
But Max, GSMC aren't playing today, and Team Push, they're not playing today. So the PedjaDBoy are already ahead of those 2 teams. So it's going to require Throne, Accelerate, Team Legend, B2B, and CIA for all of those teams to score overall more than PedjaDBoy for PedjaDBoy to be put. So I think PedjaDBoy will be safe.
I disagree on that one. I still like it's a 50-50 split. He's going to be really close. They must be watching the broadcast, been stressing out quite a little bit. So hopefully they'll be able to make it through. I think their team have a lot of potential on the global stage, but here we have it. We are now on the spawn platform of Vikendi. Only 1 team will be able to take this one home, of course. Was the first 2 chicken dinners, 1 for Accelerate, 1 for LAKONOSTRA. The teams that had to have the performance of a lifetime, they've been showing up. And we'll be seeing if that kind of train of thought will be continuing on game number 3.
Oh boy, like my heart's racing. I can only imagine what it's like for the teams down the bottom of the table, how they're feeling, what's going through the minds of Team Legend. We've talked to them, we've played with the guys from Team Legend. You know, they deserve this chance. Hell, I know all teams deserve this chance, don't get me wrong, but I now can't help but feel that Team Legend definitely deserve it. They're only on 15 kill points, so I worry about that, whether they can do enough outside of placement points to get those kills to overtake to get into the safe zone. But they're on the cusp at 25th, 72 points, and the 4 teams ahead of them are on the same points. It should just about be okay for them.
I hope that will be enough, because they are definitely a team that I think can evolve on the long term, and they can learn a lot from like doing VOD reviews and everything, which they have been doing. So we'll be seeing. But anyways, we are finally going to be on our playing path for Vikendi. Going to be going straight through the map, so pretty good playing path overall. You can see it, even though we don't see the mini map just yet. And we've been having that plane skin since earlier. I'm not gonna lie, that's a sexy plane skin.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's pretty nice. It's pretty clean. I prefer the season 12 one, to be perfectly honest. But either way, going from west to east, very central. Not going to be too bad. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for these teams where they pretty much want to go. I'm expecting teams to be spread out really nicely. Not too many teams clumped together, other than maybe a couple of hotspots. Red Reserve will go to Podvosto as usual, and then teams will just look to go where they need to go.
LAKONOSTRA, they know that these are really important games, so they are going to be playing edge of circle and playing edge of map right off the start. So I do really like the fact that they're going to be playing this one like that. Not too many. No, of course you're going to have Podvosto taken over by Red Reserve. They always drop theirs, their main turf that they like to play with. So no team's going to try and deny that away from them. So they seem pretty safe for the phase 1.
Well, it all depends on where the circle goes. We saw yesterday phase 1 was so heavily down to the southwest, like with a good 60% of the water was in phase 1.
That was insane.
You can see something similar, or it could be quite central.
I mean, I hope not for these teams. I think they had enough of bad circles. I mean, even though it was for lobby A and D, but I think the BNC, they saw that, like, okay, I hope we're not going to have that. If it happens to us, we're just going to rage quit and just leave the lobby entirely, because those are really hard to play with. Here, very split lobby, except for, like, the southeast. Team's pretty close. And Team Dope. Very split. I don't like that. Team Dope, get back together right now.
They're kind of between Attila, B2B, B2B Limitless, and even Accelerate across the river / castle. A lot of teams are clumped down by the southeast, and the circle is up in the north. That means we're going to require a few harsh rotations from these teams down south. We could see some early action on those rotations. Depends on how they deal with it.
11 teams out of 16 are going to have to move in. Only phase 1, so there's still a lot of compounds, especially like northern side is known for having really good compounds that are very spread out from each other. So hopefully we'll be seeing a few teams going for early rotations once they are indeed looted up to assist that shift. But otherwise, that's like way better than yesterday's circle.
Yeah, it is. Thrown on the far west side in Dobromeso. That's going to be an easy rotation for them going into circle, but I would still recommend they do it relatively early to get a good spot, because if they get a really nice spot towards the center of this phase 1 circle early on, they can really take advantage of that. And we all know they're one of the teams that need a really good result.
What I feel these teams could do right now, because you had a little bit of a coastline on the northern side overtaken, what you can do is do like the position of, who is it? We have Yanomir? No, LAKONOSTRA. Just rotate there very early, hold the coastal line, and just keep on moving down on the southern side, because you've got so many mountains. If you take the mountains ready early on under control, it's going to make your next rotation so much easier, because you get intel, which is life, which is super valuable in PUBG.
Yeah, I agree, especially because with a lot of teams down south, if you stay too central inside the circle, you could get basically third party from multiple directions. And I definitely wouldn't fully recommend for a team like Throne to go for a 2-2 split. So yeah, a LAKONOSTRA based kind of spot on the coastal line could definitely benefit Throne.
Over to B2B Limitless, a team that is currently not in the best state. I think it's safe to assume they're in 27th position, 57 points. They can still make it back up. They need to hit about like 30 points if possible at the end of the day with these 2 games to be like just at least safe to make it over. It's a little bit less than 30 points that they actually really need, but just to be safe and to avoid other teams like I've actually overtaken you, that would be the safest slot to be in.
Exactly. Plus, we've got to think about the fact that some of the teams who played yesterday, they might be watching the stream and they could be kind of biting their nails, praying and hoping that the teams below them in the standings that are playing tonight get bad results. Like, we could see it. Accelerate could go out in first place with no kills the next 2 games, and they might not qualify. You know what I mean? Like, stranger things have happened.
I mean, all these teams are fighting out each other, and they're really trying their best. Like, if you see the kill feed as a team, and you're like, oh, this is the team that's actually just above us of like 3 points, like, shall we commit? Or do we take the risk? Or do we just let them go away and we don't want to give them a chance of getting extra points and killing us earlier? That means that we also lose positioning points. So a few of these teams are going to have a dilemma, and they're going to have to make the right choice to allow themselves to get to semi-finals.
CIA, up in the northern part of this map, well inside the circle, Zabava. They do have LAKONOSTRA, a little bit close by to them. But other than that, they're sitting pretty. They don't want to be inside the big city of Zabava, though. They might want to be on the outskirts of it as we start to see this phase 1 blue zone closing in.
I had the chance of playing with CIA like, what, 2-3 days ago, and they're very like positive team, very ongoing, and very friendly overall, so I'll be very sad to see them go because I think that they have some potential. They showed some little spikes of genius every once in a while, but if they can work on something, definitely this year in general is going to be their consistency. So, no, maybe they won't make it through in Spring Split, but I'm sure they'll come back for Full Split if they do not make it through.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know what I mean, Max? You know, things take time, synergy, strategy, rotations, communication. None of it comes easy. It's the reason why the teams who are at the top, the players who are at the top, have been playing for a long time. Yeah, natural talent and natural ability and you know, being able to frag out is important, but unless you're somebody like Ked that can pull off a Ked, so to speak, teamwork and communication and time will always overtake natural talent.
And also these are like things you can't live out through scrims. Like this is a very specific experience. You can't live out anything anywhere else. So if you're not ready for this Spring Split, you'll be ready for Full Split. So just get as much intel as you can throughout these games. They're going to see finally some teams shifting through, trying to get themselves a spot through in the circle. But Red Reserve slowly getting towards Team Legend, but they are still only with 3 members.
Oh boy. Red Reserve don't want to see happen what happened in Sanhok, losing a member early on. Vikendi, I was just going to say, Vikendi is the kind of game where, a little bit like Miramar, you could do with having a full squad.
Yeah, definitely. Like they've definitely been a lot safer. They're not sending like Sonic, go! I choose you. Use scouts, and then he dies instantly. So
Sonic isn't a Pokemon. Sonic is a character. Like, don't you know like the moves of Sonic? Actually, I don't, in fairness. But yeah, anyway.
I wonder if... Oh, I was about to do a joke here, but no, actually, we will have to count that one out. As Accelerate, they're going to get the first knockdown on Team Attila. Team Attila, they just can't afford it. They're, once again, still last position. 31st slot, and if they get taken out, this is going to be their first step in the grave. But here it is, going to get breached upon. Nice engagement coming out from Accelerate. Their synergy is definitely on point. They break out the door. They are knocking the door out of commission entirely. There's only now 1 member remaining. Accelerate, they definitely want that team squad wipeout. We're going to be the last one, and there you have it. Accelerate already up to 3 points and definitely don't want to get eliminated.
Well, here's the thing. They've already, on those 3 points, they've already overtaken GSMC, PedjaDBoy, Throne, and Push.
Yeah.
They've already overtaken 4 teams. That's it. Accelerate have guaranteed in the top 24.
I mean, at that point, they're hoping to, like, Throne has a really bad spot, like, Team Legend. So, yeah, depends on them too.
True. Okay, fair enough. Okay, they've definitely given themselves a really, really strong chance.
That is definitely, like, the kind of, like, small things that could just be enough for them to make it through to the semis. So, great stuff from them. Red Reserve, once again, just going to hold the area next to Coal Mine. No reason to breach it, especially because it's downhill, so they're playing a lot more respectfully than what we saw on Sanhok.
I do want to say one thing that I really loved about Accelerate's engagement was that they kind of duped the 2 members of Attila by kind of jumping across and making them think they were going to breach.
No, I don't like this. B2B Eliminators. What, that headshot from Hackshot? Okay. Well, there you go. That's going to try and confirm. Got to connect a little bit of a last spray, but that'll be 1 extra point for them. Definitely the kind of moves that they need. But yeah, B2B Eliminators, that was a risky move, and like from there they could have seen that another team was on the other side of the bridge.
They could have spent a little bit more time doing a bit of scouting, but the real deal hadn't exactly put themselves in a position where they were super exposed by B2B Limiteds at that point. But the fact that they sent 1 member over was probably a bit of an idea that they're could have been somebody there. So now they get out of there as a 3-man team, gonna head a little bit towards the central area of the circle and just stay safe for now.
Next, they're the team that is not fighting for qualification because that is already in their backpack, so they're pretty safe. But they are fighting for number 1 position. Had a little bit of a... I'm not sure what the moves were doing last game, so hopefully they'll be able to hold on to a compound. They got a really good compound, so just keep it under control. But, ooh, B2B moving on through was that sexy Dacia skin of Season 12. They hold the compound down. B2B Limitless going to try and spray it down, but not able to find anything in the process.
B2B against B2B Limitless. Oh, man.
Back-to-back versus B2B.
On the side now, never actually found out. Are they actually part of the same clan, do you know, or are they separate?
But aren't you not allowed to have, like, 2 teams of the same org? Unless it's not an organized, like maybe an in-game clan, then maybe?
That's what I'm thinking. If it's a clan, then I must actually ask that, in fairness. I've never really thought about it, but either way, they are going to go and get very close to each other. B2B Limitless, avoiding engagements, going to throw it a smoke, just to provide a bit of extra safety.
Just popping them out. I don't think there's going to result in too much being done, but that is okay. We have Vietnamese. Chicken dinner was over by LAKONOSTRA. They got himself 2nd position. Kind of moves that they had to do. They jumped up from 24th to 19th. Hopefully they can try and hold that position now, which I think they are looking pretty safe. We'll be seeing, and now we are 11 minutes and 5 seconds in. And phase 1 is just about to close up.
Magic doing what they can. They're pretty safe in the overall standings. Nothing crazy in the top 16. Doing a little bit of exercise.
That was a T-pose.
Exactly, it's exercise. It's maybe it was a bit of yoga, you know, to kind of balance out their feng shui or something like that.
Feng shui.
I don't know, man.
Now that legit could be a Pokemon though. Feng shui.
Feng shui.
Feng shui.
Feng shui. I choose you.
Use rotate phase 1 and do a good one. But anyways, Team Dope very split, not quite able to defend Mount Kresnik, so hopefully they'll be able to focalize down on the Real Deal, not allow them to push up because the Real Deal might want to try and overtake it. But here it is, phase 1 closing up. Where might it go? And it's going to be very central, really good for most of these teams. Accelerate, Cream, they're going to shift on the eastern side, but this is not going to have too much early game action going on through.
Yeah, Cream actually playing it rather late, rotating into a circle. A bit surprising, but I'm not going to question it because their position speaks for itself, holding onto the top spot. I just worry that because it's centralized, even though Vikendi is compound heavy, that they will still struggle to find a spot inside the circle.
I have a little bit of a hard time. I want to see where the teams are going to be shifting, if they want to try and find a predominant location and try and, shift it up a little bit. But the Real Deal, getting cars, not sure what their attention is. Do they want to go for Mount Kresnik or maybe find a compound that's a little bit easier to hold on to?
Well, Mount Kresnik is fine. It's well inside the circle. Depending on the next shift, it might be a little bit hard for them to disengage, but it's not your usual kind of mountain. There's a lot of like rocks and nooks and crannies and trees that does make it a bit easier for a team to disengage away from there. Honestly, Team Dope looking good so far.
Dope positioning. I'm surprised I haven't done that one before.
See what you did there?
I don't
See what you did?
I think it wasn't very easy to see what I did there.
Bruh. That's so dope, bruh.
Bruh. My god. Bruh, sound number 3.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Okay, man, too much. LAKONOSTRA, Pabli on the team. As I said, I was talking to him earlier, should I say? I'll be talking to him later as well. Talking to him earlier.
Back to the future.
They said they were confident. They've lived up to with these first 2 games. Let's see if they can make a clean run in game 3 as GV gets knocked down.
60 spray from Leonori does get the knockdown. Now we have enemies. They might have to cross this section. And if they can do so, they might be able to get another few knockdowns on We Have Vietnamese. They're going to be very careful there as they try and do that shift.
Yeah.
LAKONOSTRA, will they commit or are they just going to go for Battle of Nox? I think they will. But Enori's pushing really aggressively.
I'm okay with that because they got the first knock. They've pushed out and now they've gone across the road. Yeah, Enori is a bit aggressive on his own. The high ground by Sod on top of the roof could go against Onari as the Molotov's going to be thrown out.
Likey that molly. Doesn't do too much, unfortunately, trying to cook up his own nade. But at least his position does deny the res on GV, but they're going to go for the smoke. They want to get up some utility, and it is perfectly done for Miramar, even though I thought this was very way too aggressive. That's going to be forcing Kush away too. Now the rest of LAKONOSTRA really should push on forward, but they still haven't decided to commit for the push.
I totally agree. The only thing that's stopping the rest of LAKONOSTRA is Sod from We Are Vietnamese, but still, they could engage through now. Onari going into the building, the same one that Sod is in. He's actually going to go across, look in the direction. Two members of We Are Vietnamese have been revived up.
I think the LAKONOSTRA just don't have any cars, but Inori back into the building to stop them from denying the push forward of LAKONOSTRA side. Inori has been really proactive here. Oh my god, how does that not connect? Okay, I don't know how that happened, but okay, he's going to try and get back onto the rooftop, so he can't get really pressured by Inori, but now he wants to really try and stop LAKONOSTRA from getting through this road.
Onari knows he's there. He's bitten off more than he can chew, I can feel, as he goes on the side of the hill, tries to get the shots off on the side, now jumps down. We Are Vietnamese pushing forward, but through the window, he gets knocked down.
This was first position and second position of last game on Sanhok, now facing out each other very early on phase 2 only. Inori got knocked out, but at least LAKONOSTRA had a few members able to push on forward. The 2-2 split is finally here. Will Inori be able to push on forward? He's right in front of that window. The flush should normally happen. Kush is, of course, not going to let that happen. But REDX, maybe saving the life of his ally. He's able to make it over to the wall beat. If he goes over the other side, REDX is going to be open to damage.
Onari goes down. Now it's 3 against 3. And the two members of LAKONOSTRA are being fired up by Sod on top of the roof. That's been the game changer for We Are Vietnamese.
Yeah, and We Are Vietnamese just giving way too much time to heal up from their wounds. That means that now they can retaliate in full fashion. LAKONOSTRA hopefully going to try and pop some utility to allow REDX to disengage. This is a fight they do not want to take anymore. And I wouldn't say just REDX, get back over to your team and retake your compound with the chapel.
Plus, here's the thing. Teams around them, they're getting closer. These two teams are pretty well inside the circle. Phase 3 has centered up once again. They're taking their time. REDX gets knocked down.
He's 36. Oh, I don't like this one, but LAKONOSTRA, they now got to remain on the only two remaining members, which is going to be Pabli, which you talked to earlier, Imperium, and Elicio.
Yeah. It was a good start by LAKONOSTRA on that engage, but the response from We Are Vietnamese was also pretty strong as well. As Sod jumped off the roof. I don't think that was on purpose.
I think there was another team that was attacking them from the east or the west. I'm not too sure, but there's definitely another team trying to get involved there. It's actually over from the eastern side, so I'm not sure who has an angle. But now they can't really hold the rooftop anymore, as they might just get flushed away on that.
We Are Vietnamese holding on. They're ready to protect their overall position. They're ready to protect and fight for the spot into the semis. All the while, LAKONOSTRA, a failed attempt of a compound breach, but they will still keep going as a two-man team.
Really enjoying, though, the 2-2 split coming out from Magic. If a team tries to engage it, can just rotate back as a full squad in the other building because they got a few cars. We saw that come out earlier. So far, so good, but we're going to be checking out Phase 3. It is slowly going to be closing up on these teams and players. The Real Deal and Team Do dangerously close to each other. Might fight over the area of Mark Kresnik if they get pushed towards each other.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not super happy with the split positioning by Red Reserve. I know it's high ground. They know there is one team there. It's pretty safe, but I worry for Red Reserve. I'm happy that they're in a more central location. It's a little bit open.
It's definitely, especially on the area of Vikendi. If you have to get back together, all the teams are going to know where you're located because they can follow you down so easily and get the intel.
Yeah.
So it is risky, and that's why I think the 2-2 splits are better, but you said they were very spread. So 2-2 split would be a lot better. And it's a play style the Red Reserve used so many times, and it worked out for them, but they're changing it up on this very last day.
Yeah, like, look, you know, of course I'm going to hold it and reserve a little bit of judgment. You know, I'm not in their comms. I'm not their IGL. Sonic is. He knows what he's doing, and I just, based off their results up until this point, I suppose that's where the little bit of fear comes from for Red Reserve.
A little bit. We're going to be having this science station, or this what's that called already? The big thing that goes like boop, boop, boop.
It's a satellite.
Satellite thing. Yeah. Well, wait, no, it's not. Is it
Satellite thing. Oh
the thingy.
God.
The thingy. Then the thingy
Space
building.
thing, like?
We already got like a space tower. This should be like the.
That is a space tower. Oh no, that's a satellite tower now.
Satellite tower. Okay, satellite tower. Then satellite tower. There you go. That's my point.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Very valuable
We're
intel.
so
I know.
stupid, by the way, Max. We're so stupid. I can just realize.
Hey,
like,
I'm French. I have an excuse, okay? I'm French.
Wait, what? I'm Irish.
We speak English. We speak baguette over here.
I speak potato. Exactly. Yeah,
I didn't expect that. You know what? I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, exactly. Now the real deal, rotating in. They do have Team Dope a little bit close by. Mount Kresnik could get hot and heavy.
Yeah, could get spicy. Jaguar just going to sneak upon Venetu, but Venetu has the intel, but he's going to get sniped from the distance. Gangster going to be coming in hot, of course. Trying to assist it. Use up some utility. They want to pull off the res, otherwise they can't hold up this position. The CIA, they're slowly going to get back as a squad. The 3-1 split is actually working out absolute wonders for them. And they really want to confirm this frags. Throne might get taken out early on, and they can't afford to die out at this stage. They are still potentially still in the danger zone.
They need all the points, but so do CIA, Max. CIA are in 28th.
Oh, the molly was pretty good, but not quite able. It was a little bit higher ground. That molly is not good, though. Trying to melt out of the snow, but not going to have too much of an impact. But they were able to get all the members res back up. Thrown back to 4 members. They can take this one head on as a 4v4.
Now, as you see, phase 4 is the blue zone's closing up. We're going to see phase 5. Grenade by Naranx. Doesn't connect, but he's able to heal up. Jaguar coming in from behind?
Jaguar just going to try and leap on top of them. Of course, that's going to give him the first engagement. And now CIA, they're like, okay, this is 4v3. We breach it out. This is our fight. This is our Mount Kresnik. As it is, they get one, they get a second. Now they're going to try and clear up the lobby, but they're down to only Doyle. And Throne just pulled up the biggest 180 I've seen so far in this breach. And there you go. That's going to be CIA taken out by Throne instantaneously. What was that breach? It started off so well, but went wrong so quickly.
It was a great flank initially from Jaguar, but when the other team members aren't in the same position, it just isn't going to work out. And plus, Throne just had the better ground position that they were able to hold off and push CIA back. I got to commend CIA for that engagement, but it was what it was.
It wasn't well Throne. No, we said that they can't afford to die out, and they didn't. They hold it to themselves. X-Ray still trying to move up, playing very edge of circle. We said it, they playing passive, aiming for position, which I think that right now, because of the points they already scored in terms of kills, they definitely want to try and get further in the game. But Magic, ooh, in the open. Zed and Skirp going to be normally flushed out.
Oh, no, not Skirp.
Skirp is dead.
Leaving Master, Naya. Downside will be confirmed, will bleed out. Good stuff by the real deal. Nice reaction by that breach as well. It wasn't like the strongest of breaches by Magic, but real deal handled it really effectively. Now, we didn't see phase 5, but it did shift down south, Max. So the likes of Cream, who were up in the north outside the circle, going to find it hard, along with the likes of Red Reserve and Team Legend.
The real deal have a great compound. It's up here if you want to breach it. They got the wall series in third-person perspective. That is extremely valuable. This stage, don't move, just stay prone, hold the compound down to your chest, and you should be A-okay. Red Reserve, we're still 4 members, so I'm lucky. Not like Sanhok, they didn't lose anyone early. So a way better chance of taking a chicken dinner here.
Yeah, but there's still 13 teams, still 45 players, max. Anything can happen. I know they're full squad, but they are allowing Cream to get close by.
They're only like, we're on the edge. So many teams could have an angle on us. Look at that. Look at how many teams have it. There you go. Throne will be losing Naranx. And he will be indeed confirmed. KZS, he's going to be maybe even the last member. But I'm not even sure if that is the case.
Tell you what, the real deal. 5 kills. They're holding on to that compound really effectively, executing any kind of engagement that they need to as Tudor of Team Dope trying to find the last 2 members of Magic.
Yeah, Magic, they tried to breach earlier. They got the 2 other members. Master and Naya going to try their very best. Molly going to be chucked on over. Not too sure if that will do too much, but they're still holding up down to Mount Kresnik, and they're still so split. They've got to try and force it back together, but Cream going to go for the engage on B2B. Unfortunately, going to lose a Kalimos right away. Reeves is going to be, once again, I believe, the last member of Cream Esports, but he's still going to go for the push. We saw what he could do early on. Sanhok go for the last spray. Can't quite get no recoil, and he will be turned into a 1v2 as Addis is still in the vicinity.
I can't get no satisfaction, unfortunately, for now from Reeves, but the Irish God ready to fight.
Takes the shot. Oh, not quite able to get it. That would allow him to push out of the blue, but he has to tank it a little while longer on phase 6. And here that phase 6 blue zone is just way too dangerous to deal with, as Accelerate's still going to be pushing up on top of B2B. Limitless. Kapahala going very aggressive, but still not getting pressured out by Corey or Arso.
It's really hard for Kapahala to deal with this. Where's the rest of Accelerate? Reload is gone. Doozy trying to pre-fire.
Nice.
It's going to be Arso go down. He did reloads in the wrong time. But the rest of Accelerate drive in to get the squad wipe.
He did his part, Imperium. He allowed him to get the first engage, forced out the other one to go for his respective knockdown, and that means the rest of Accelerate could just pick him up so damn easily. It looked like a 5-year-old kid could do it. Next, now going to go for their own res on Andy. Still back as a 4-man squad. Definitely way better rotations than what we saw on Sanhok.
Kapahala just crap-a-halad all over that team behind a rock. I'm actually pretty happy with that. And now we see Red Reserve holding on to the north side. If phase 6 shifted up in the north in the favor of Red Reserve, but there's 4 teams around them from the west to the east.
A lot of teams here on north. Might have a little bit of a hard time. Also, there's a road involved, so that means if it goes down south on phase 7, ooh, things about to get freaking spicy, I can tell you that much. But Red Reserve finally moving forward, trying to get a nice position, but they're the team in the worst position right now. Not because they rotated badly, but because unfortunately so many teams are in the vicinity that they're going to try and shut them down as they shift later on.
Muriel looking for the real deal. Moving away from their compound, a little bit more out in the open. Now we are Vietnamese going to get knocked by a hack shot.
Still going to try their best to make it through, but Magic was 2 members. Seemed like they didn't die to Team Dope. Team Dope, they gave up on Mount Kresnik, and they're just going straight around the corner because Mount Kresnik is not in this circle. It's going to be in the blue in a matter of seconds. Here it is. We have the enemies going downhill. They know they have to do it. They have to do it now to avoid getting pressured by the blue. But they're going to have to, unfortunately, set up camp in the open area on the mountainside, and they're going to have such a hard position to defend. Knowing that also there's a few members around them that could shut them down potentially.
It was really risky from Kush, but it worked out in the end. Now Red Reserve trying to hold on to B2B, trying to hold on to Team Legend. Multiple teams around them, and then you got the real deal up, above, down the south of the circle. But there's still a full squad. Ted is having to heal up.
Oh, that circle.
To find Kush.
Oh, that circle not being too good for these teams high up north, so the big fight is going to be happening. We know it for a fact, but Magic, they get taken out in that was 9th position. 7th position is going to be now, I believe, for Accelerate. So much action coming around the board, not too sure what's currently happening. The kill feed is absolutely lighting up Imperium. We're going to have to get through the action as 1 more minute before the blue zone starts closing up.
Ked once again knocked down, will look to get revived up, but B2B are really stabbing them from the side. No recoil is definitely living up to that name, and then confirming member of Throne.
Exactly where no recoil is currently positioned. This might be the end of B2B, and indeed B2B out in 7th. It just happened, and because of that circle shift, we knew the fight was going to happen. But next with the car, 4-man car rotation, didn't quite get denied, but here it is. They go for the compound engagement. Slobos got knocked away, but not quite flushed. They have to take the compound right now, or they might actually die out, but still, a 3rd-man party of Red Reserve could happen in the next few upcoming seconds. And here it is next. They are just unleashing absolute hell upon this team, and they are not leaving Team Legend to defend himself properly, as Predator will be remaining on his own. Or the nade. Oh, Ked! Woo! Pulling up a Ked.
Oh, Ked doing Ked.
Wait, how many kills is that?
Taken down next. That's them down and out. And now they need to drive through to take down Team Legend. All the while, they're popping off in the direction. The kills are going fire. Predator gets a revive. Does Sonic have an idea? Where they go? No! Sonic gets knocked down.
Nice, now they've got the intel down to only Joker. Didn't have time to rest back up. Only 1 more bullet, and there you have it. Red Reserve will have to heal up their 2 members, but they still will make it out alive, which is the most important thing. came down. Now to top 4 teams. What the hell happened on the southern side of phase 7? I'm not too sure. But what I do know is that the real deal, they're making it down. Bujo got knocked out. That is their IGL. Azzy and Hackshot gonna have to try and make it through. I don't think the rest will come out on Bujo, unfortunately.
Because of the damage Team Legend done onto Red Reserve, that essentially took Red Reserve away from overlooking the likes of Throne and the real deal. Now, Throne have been taken out. We're down to 2 teams. It is the 2-man real deal against the full squad of Red Reserve. And Hackshot gets behind him. Rock.
Now, the next circle is going to be the decisive factor as to which team might actually take it. Is it a 2v4? The real deal, they're going to have to go downhill. I don't think this is going to work out for them, Imperium, unless they still have an insane and an outstanding amount of utility still in their back pocket. Many smokes, if they have them, that might just save their life in this late game stage and try and secure themselves their chicken dinner.
Definitely, you said it. Because they held on to the circle for the majority of the game, I'm sure they have a lot of utility, but they need to take it out of their back pocket. They need to throw it across the road. They need to create that wall. And Molotov's going to be thrown out by Hackshot to try and push back the members of Red Reserve for now.
Red Reserve, let's not forget their compound is still, well, not all of the compound, but a section of the compound is still in place, so they can still hold on to it pretty nicely. But not too many trees, not too many rocks, so actually if they are forced out of it, might go badly, but Azzy will pop a few smokes to try and make it over to Hackshot to try and concentrate their firepower. They're looking, just in case, being very cautious of a potentially a team being localized on the west, but here is only Red Reserve they have to focus on, so hopefully they'll be able to just concentrate their firepower right now.
Azzy and the rest of Real Deal, they need to respond a little bit quicker. Hackshot has done a great job, but Azzy, I would expect a better response because the blue zone is closing in. Now he goes down closer. The shot's being fired by the members of Red Reserve as Azzy tries to find a space with those smokes.
They still have those smokes, and that might be the reason why the Real Deal is able to take it. Ked was his M4, trying to deny Azzy's shift, but Azzy makes it into the other smoke and will make it out alive, Imperium. Hackshot hopefully can go for a similar kind of rotation. But you see the Red Reserve, they know they have to move a little bit forward. They don't want to give them too much room to breathe. But phase 8 is about to close up. That means this is the last circle. And we'll be seeing one of these 2 teams taking it home. Oh, he's got the hit marker. That means he knows where Azzy was, but he's behind a tree right now.
Oh my lord, Azzy holding on by the skin of his teeth. Again, connected shot by shot, bullet by bullet. But it's just not enough for now.
There you go. That's the end of this game, and the last few kills will be going over to Red Reserve. The CEO of Red Reserve, Kim, said that today is a red day, and indeed, this game was a Red Reserve kind of day, as they get their very first chicken dinner today, and they get, also, look at those kill counts. They get themselves 12 and a chicken dinner. That's a total of 32. Definitely uphill from here on out for Red Reserve throughout the group stage.
You know what? I wasn't sure if their position was going to work out at the start. Yes, it helped that they had the circle for the majority of the game, and there's a lot of teams down south, but you know what, they held on, they bided their time, they waited for the perfect moments to strike. The Kid grenade was absolutely phenomenal to take down next. Then they responded, took down Team Legend, and it all came down to them and the Real Deal, and they closed it out just like that.
Throne, for them, this game is huge. They were in 23rd position on equal standings with 74 points with Team Push and Accelerate Esport. They're getting themselves 3rd position, plus, that is what, going to be 8 kills. This might be the one game, for Throne at least, that will allow them to move over to the semi-finals. This is the exact kind of performance they need. They can't, though, unfortunately, relax right now. They're not out of the woods. They need to have a great last game to just confirm their slot. But this is definitely what they needed to have a chance of going to the semis.
Plus, Team Legend finished in 5th. Max, yeah, they got 0 kills, but it's still a 5th place finish. It's not quite as good as, let's say, Throne, but that should put them over the finishing line into the top 24.
I mean, a lot of teams play really well. The rotations from a lot of teams are actually really good. You can definitely see that, like, since day 1 and now day 6, there's definitely been somewhat of an improvement on those rotations. So I got to say, just for that, to all the teams involved, GG well play. You guys are playing absolutely top-notch. The rotations are really nice to see, and they unfold pretty nicely. But they're, as you said, like Team Legend 5th position. Though, the thing is, right, when you compare with Throne, sure, they didn't have as many positioning points, but also Team Legend, they got 0 kills. And if they keep playing passive like that, Team Legend, that might be their losing factor here. We'll have to keep an eye out for that.
I'm still gonna say Team Legend are safe. Let's not forget that they were behind PedjaDBoy, GSMC, who are not playing today, and Team Push. So that's gonna put them ahead. If let's say if CIA Squad and B2B Limitless had have gotten exponentially better results in Team Legend, then yes, I would agree, but they didn't. And going into the last game, it should be safe for Team Legend and the teams above.
I think like what it's coming down to is because me and Pim are like a little bit disagreeing on this at the end, and I think that maybe you guys in the chat also disagree. And we would like to have your opinion, by the way. We'll try and read the chat during the break to see what you guys think. But what that means is me and Pim like disagreeing a little bit on that. It means it's coming down to almost nothing. And this last game is going to be exactly what they need to try. Or qualify, or unfortunately get eliminated and go home and come back for the full split. So I literally just can't wait. We're going to go back to Erangel for our fourth and final day game of the day and also of the group stage. And we'll finally, at the end of this broadcast, know which teams will be moving forward to represent the European region in the semi-finals of PMCO Spring Split 2020.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Super excited indeed. But guys, don't move. We'll be back very, very shortly. We'll have the standings updated after the break as we do move into game number 4 on Erangel. Stay tuned. Don't move. We'll know if you do. And we'll be back in just about 5 to 10 minutes. See you there. 3 games in the bag. We are ready to close up the group stage of European PMCO for the spring split. Right now was our final game, which of course is going to be on Erangel, the place where everything began and where this chapter is going to be now closing up. Imperium, ready to jump to our final game. How you doing?
Man, I'm a little bit... I'm super excited, right? Because we're going to be getting into the next stage, right? But I'm also a little bit sad because we're saying kind of goodbye to 18. You know, it's the end of this little chapter that is the story of the EU PMCO. And so, yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm sad and happy at the same time, as well as excited. And yeah, I suppose it is what it is. Just happy to be part of it as well.
Being a little bit sad, but we are going to be loading up slowly into the lobby, so no time to talk. We'll be just really quickly taking a quick peek of the lower standings to see which teams are somewhat qualified and which teams still have a little bit of a slim chance of making it through. And there you go, the teams that did push forward quite a bit. Team Legend made it a little bit higher. LAKONOSTRA, Throne, definitely the 2 teams we were looking out for. And we have Vietnamese overtaking Throne in the standings.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's... I think that's pretty much secured for we have Vietnamese, Throne, LAKONOSTRA, etc.
Yeah.
Team Legend is probably the only team that can be pushed back, but it would require the monumental of momentals games from both B2B Limitless and CIA Squad, because B2B Limitless are 21 points behind Team Legend. CIA Squad are 57 points. Sorry, 22 points behind CIA Squad. Yet these 2 teams alone have only scored 58 and 57 respectively, total up to these 11 games. I can safely say we've gotten our team secured. However, anything can happen.
Yeah, PUBG Mobile, and that's the fun thing about PUBG Esports in general. That it's still in the as to which teams might take the win, and we'll be able to do an insane comeback. If you can hit a 40-point bomb just like AK-47 of Romania, anything is possible. What we see, but anyways, seeing this lobby stacked and the players ready for the last game of the group stage. After this, we'll be having a 1-day break, and then we'll be back on Tuesday for the first game of semi-finals.
It's not over till the fat lady sings, and Max, I haven't started singing.
I'm not singing. Okay. We both took that one at heart, I think.
That wasn't even meant to be thrown at you. That was
maybe the fat ladies,
man.
The fat ladies, both of us.
There you go.
Hey.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So true. So true.
So true. But anyways, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Spam in the chat which team you're supporting, as we're going to go right over the area of Primorsk. And we know that a team like Team Legend, they're going to be pretty happy to have it under play.
Man, I'm just like, honestly, I'm holding out. I do want to see some surprises. Like, nothing against CIA and B2B Limitless, but I do want to see Team Legend stay in the top 24. But I would love to see like them qualifying by just a whisker, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, you know, because that creates a little bit of excitement. On a side note, though, Max, as we are seeing this plane rotating through on the top of the standings, which we didn't really talk about because look, they are there. Red Reserve, if they get a banger of a game, they're only 20 points behind Next and Cream, who are on the same amount of points, first and second. They could overtake the top spot. It wouldn't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it would say a lot of their determination in the final moments to get strong results.
It's just like a weird flex, but okay kind of move if you're just really aiming for first position. Be like, hey, look at me, we're best team during the group stage, which is still a really good statement to have as you march on forward towards regional, group semi-finals and regional finals. But this plane, very good for most of the teams. We saw that game number 1 actually was also very focused on the West, so not too many teams, at least in this lobby of Group B and C, like to go on the East, so this is not going to hurt them that much.
Oh, we see a northwest circle.
Very good too.
Not too bad. I like the fact that Next are once again dropping in Quarry. It's where they like to go. They didn't drop there in the first Erangel game, and they paid the price going out early on at the hands of Cream. So now normal service has resumed.
Yeah, I do like it though. A lot of teams over here in GATKAZ, Praetov, Team Legend, going to take a few shots towards B2B or Team Dope. Team Dope very split as always. And this might actually come and hurt them quite a bit because so many teams are in the vicinity. And I think there's so many teams who are like, okay, it's always a Western Circle. We're going to go there this time. But a lot of early game fights happening. Not liking it.
I think this is the last game, you know, don't give an F attitude from some of these teams, if that makes sense, especially like B2B Limitless and even B2B. Like, you know, their backs are against the wall. They've got nothing to lose. Why not try and go out on a strong note and get like a bunch of kills?
Also, this is the river that's cutting out this circle of phase 1 about in half. So playing edge of the river, being the bridge campers would be super valuable if the circle does shift somewhat in your favor. But so look at that. So many teams have been split. Daddy split away from the real deal. And Nori split away from LAKONOSTRA. Definitely like kind of what the frick drops here. But some teams might be just aiming to overtake it by going a little bit weird on this last game.
Yeah, LAKONOSTRA sitting pretty right now in the standings. Did enough with 2 strong results in the first 2 games of the day to find themselves in 20th overall. Like, it's enough, but you got to also think, and we touch upon it every now and again, like, these teams that are in the bottom half from 17th to 24th, they've got to be thinking of the semi-finals.
Already seen the kill feed lighten up just a little bit, so I'm not too happy about it. Wait, we got 15. I mean, oh yeah, because we got a team that's actually not here. I forgot for a second. I was like, is there already a team out? But no, we actually did spawn in. Like for the past 3 games already was 15 teams. So I'm a somewhat of a boomer. My brain ain't working too good.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, like with the semi-finals, we're gonna lose another 8 teams. Like the teams like LAKONOSTRA, Warlords, you know, Legend, etc. They've all got to be thinking, okay, we really need to step up our game. We really need to push the teams in the semi-finals to get the results needed to qualify in the top 16, because that's where it's going to count even more. I know, look, you try and take it step by step, game by game, it's still got to be on their minds.
Also checking out, like, Jinky. These are 2 teams that need to have a good performance if they want to have just the slimmest of chance of making it over in top 24. It's going to be B2B Limitless and CIA. So this fight is very important, and if they see in the kill feed that they get knocked down and say, oh, this is a team we need to take out, this might actually or commit or play very passive. There's 2 different play styles to commit to here.
And I think this is one of the first games where we've seen really 2 teams land in Pachinki. And look, it's a last game craziness that does occur. Of course, Pachinki is inside circle anyway, so they don't really need to worry about rotating or moving heavily for now.
Not too much of a need. The loot is pretty good here too. We have the enemies. They went for Primos. Team Legend did not decide to go there this time around. And I think that also is the reason why is because Team Legend, they always struggle to take fights on the era Primos. They were really good rotating away from it, but not taking fights. And we have the enemies dominated them so many times in the compound that they played that one respectfully. Like, okay, we can't win it. We're not going to take our chance on our last game because we can't afford to do so. So Team Legend going to take that one very slow and aim for a different position. Not even sure. Where did they go?
They went towards west.
West, okay.
Yeah, they went just towards the west, kind of on that road line that goes down from essentially George Paul down to Primorsk.
I actually prefer that kind of positioning, like that, in the same kind of vicinity, but without having a team in confrontation with you. So, Legend, off to a good start, but Throne, they're going to be in containers of Southern George Paul. The loot is pretty good, but Magic, not too far off.
Yeah, we could see Throne looking to disengage away from that. Another team that are rotating a little bit closer to the George Paul area is Dope. I believe they're heading up towards the Everest region, which early game would be a good spot to hold on to because you can get eyes on teams rotating from all directions. That's where exactly where Dope are heading, and it's good. And in the early game, if phase 2 like shifts heavily away, it's not going to be too bad to disengage away from. So Dope playing a good position.
Also because nobody in their right mind would breach Everest on phase 1. Even phase 2, they're like, nobody would like to do that because it's just a risk that you're not supposed to take. So I think Team Dope definitely doing a really good call of just getting good intel as next go for a nice easy compound to defend. I mean, very safe, and they're definitely trying to take their shot at being first in standings.
Usual strong compound for next so far in this game. Normal service hopefully will resume. They looked, well, because like they look so strong, and then in the first 3 games today, they've maybe it's because they don't have to try, but I'm kind of, look, I'm all for kind of mind games and kind of not giving away all your secrets, but unless you really know how to handle it, I always feel that, look, these teams should be going try hard on every game to, like I say, time and time again, put fear in the eyes of their opponents to kind of set that standard to go, look, we will not be touched. You go anywhere near us, you see any of our team getting a knockdown, you be fearful of that. And that's kind of the way I would approach it for these teams.
I think it's definitely like one way to see their positioning so far, but we'll see if that will be the one they'll be committing to throughout the entirety of the event. Magic, moving on forward, Skirp going to be landing up, and that's a pretty good landing. I'll give a good old 7 out of 10, even 8.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit. Yeah, I'd give that an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I like that. Pretty good job. Going to go towards hospital. They're not going to breach it just yet. Where's the car still doing some sound? There you go. Stop it, please. But they're not going to go over commit. They're not going to go in hospital because they don't know if it was overtaken. And they know now that nobody's shooting at them, so they know it's open.
You know what? We'll name a jump after Skirp or Skirp. So if you get a good jump with a good landing, that's pulling a Skirp.
Skirp out of 10.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Skirp out of 10. Yeah. Good stuff. By the way, we're so annoying the people watching, like, will they ever just shut the hell up saying that?
Like, what the hell is a scope? Is that like a weapon that they just added? I don't know. What is this PUBG Mobile update? But no, it isn't. But we're going to be seeing our sexy breach coming out of CIA. Shroud on top of next, but he's cooking up the nade. But he actually misses the spray. And he got to be a little bit careful, but he does get it. It was the second round of spray. Now he's going to try and take this on. He's taking care of CIA on his own. Can he get the second? No, he can't quite hit. He's down to now mid HP, but still not knocked away. As now the cavalry of next is slowly going to be joining up, and Andy will finally get knocked away. The breach is going down. CIA squad definitely struggling as Gangsta and Jaguar will be on their knees.
Perfect timing for the rest of next to arrive as Thompson goes in. Gonna get so low on the members of CIA, but it's just not gonna be enough. He's gonna look to throw a grenade. Smoke's being thrown out by CIA. Prone down, the heel's gonna have to be revived. Pull the trigger, Thompson. If he doesn't do it, then Harb's going to.
Solo, just 1 or 2 bullets will get the entire team squad wipeout normally. Doyle had the time to regen himself a little bit, up to 75%. Mornay's getting chucked out. The smokes might buy him enough time. Doyle slowly going to be ticking down. Gangster will not be put back into commission, as we probably know. They can hear the utility getting pinned out. So they're just going to wait for the utility to be thrown out before actually committing here. But Jaguar, will he get res back up? That's a great nade. I do really like it. And it will get the knockdown once again and even confirm a kill in the process. He knows that Salazar had to jump out at the end, but next will be taking that one dominantly. And they gave himself 4 points. But wait, okay.
It was basically a grenade by Next that got the. It was an accident just because he got knocked. It was what it was.
Boom goes the Dynamite, or boom goes the Buggy as Accelerate lose one of their members to the hands of Team Attila. Don't have too much, but yeah, I don't know what he was doing there when his team has a compound a little bit higher up. Well,
just being a scout, and it didn't pay off for Accelerate at the end of the day. Didn't pay off for Accelerate. Team Attila pretty much confirmed to be out. They would actually have to kill every single person in the lobby and get a chicken dinner if they were in any way going to find themselves close. They're in 31st, 25 points. It ain't happening, my friend. But I want to give credit to Team Attila. They have showed up. Well, okay, outside of a few games where they had 2 players, they did show up, and they showed up today. They haven't given up from that point of view, so I've got to give them that amount of credit.
Because this is a unique experience, right? You can't replicate this PMCO experience like in the scrims, even though they're made to replicate it as well as possible, but you can't. So hopefully they'll be able to learn from this experience and come back in a full split stronger and better overall. Well, LAKONOSTRA, Red X, I would not peek this one too heavily. Just get info. No need to peek it out.
Bridge Reserve going for the northern side of the river. We did see Phase 2 shift up towards the north. The blue zone's closing in, so Phase 3 is going to be exposed in the next minute or two. Red X is a scout for his LAKONOSTRA side.
Yep, he's on the other side of the river, though, so that means the cavalry able to come out and assist him from Roshok is going to be pretty harsh, and now he's got that utility, so that means they 100% know. So we'll have to see if Roger's going to do something.
I'm a little bit surprised that he threw out so many smokes or even smokes in the first place. As he's looking for Sonic, who's prone down.
And that's 100% for sure he gave his position out there. I would even say just get in a car if he had one. I'm not sure if he does have one a little bit lower side, but just get it and get the hell out of there. Bujo scouting out for the real deal. He sees get shot at by Sonic, so of course he's going to retreat, go back to a compound that they got. But at least they got an intel their team is located over there, so phase 3, they actually can play around that a little bit to their advantage.
The real deal. Overall in the standings, they are 9th place, 124 points. Sitting pretty. Got a chicken dinner. 77 placement points. 47 kill points. Not a bad balance, if I do say so myself.
No.
And set themselves up.
B2B, be careful. They're going to go for the engage. They see Red X. He's going to be jumping out. That was pretty sexy. Didn't see the landing, so you can't quite judge right now. But B2B Limitless, they are just trying to cruise on through. They're going to go for the knockdown Red X. And as we know, the carry is not going to be here to pull off a res just yet. But they did get knocked down on DQK, allowing him to not get flushed away just yet.
Oh B2B Limitless, what are you doing, my friends? What are you doing? Then we see Ori being taken down.
Hey, you know what? That looked cool, but it didn't work out. Unfortunately, you're not Keanu Reeves, my friend. You can only do that in movies. But Kale might be trying to do something. But hopefully they're not going to do a similar move. But he did flush it out. That's 1 point for B2B. But on the long scheme of things, this is their last game. This is not the kind of moves they need. And they go for the res, a little bit more damage. And he gets sprayed on through the van.
But why did he...
I don't know.
Why did Esquire go for the engagement on his own? Why?
I don't know. That's a question I can't answer. It's just like asking, what's the reason to life? I can't. I don't know.
Like, that was pulling an AJ.
Oh, man, I feel bad for AJ, though, right now. Oh, my God. But it's thrown... We'll see. She might hit you after the stream. There it is. Going for the engage. Unfortunately, as you go into a shack, you're making yourself open to damage. But Predator will unfortunately get knocked out of to commission. Now it's on top of this crash site. We'll have to see how they can play around it. But Lizman and Joker, they're going to have to take this one 2v4. Is not a great position. Team Legend, they definitely need a good performance. Same for Throne.
Throne are getting the revives off. That's going to be important. All the while, Lizman trying to hold off the ranks, and we are Vietnamese. They're partying from on top of the hill.
Yeah, trying to double down on every single kill they can take at hand. I do like the fact that they're trying to be so proactive. Penaric's a little bit lower. Maybe actually assisting Team Legend out of a bad spot, even though I think they should be going out in there, but might buy them just a little bit of time to steal a few kills away. Next, unfortunately, they're going to be leaving Slobos behind. Now down to 2 members. That's going to be Addy and Harp, and that's going to be Magic to cut himself an extra point. And trying to climb higher in the overall standings.
Yeah, next, having a tough last day of the group stage. Then the ranks with the car 98. Finds one, nearly finding another shot onto Joker, and that's going to be, boom, headshot Joker knockdown.
There you go, confirms it with a headshot. Now that's going to be just Lizman trying to wait for the fight to break out. Do they have the intel on him? I'm not too sure. But we have enemies here having a pretty nice position. I do actually enjoy it, and also because the fact is that Throne could use this also to the advantage because they are not in the blue compared to we have enemies. It's going to be moving on them, so they're going to have to move forward just a tad to avoid phase 4 blue zone tick damage. They can't tank it up right now, trying to buy some time with those smokes, but they might actually get in a reverse situation where they get shut down by Throne.
Well, and you know who that comes down to? That comes down to Naranx. Naranx has been the absolute key for Throne. Pushing back, we are Vietnamese. They fear those Car 98 shots from Naranx.
I'm so sad for we have enemies. They started that fight so well, but the blue just not going in their favor. It really shows that sometimes the circle shifts can mess you up heavily. Trying to really deny Naranx on peeking out, but Naranx is just a scout of his team, giving so much intel. But B2B going out from the back. And they see that so many teams are located there, so like, okay, we're getting the hell out of here. We can't afford to die in 12th position.
Talking about 12th position, we do have 12 teams, 40 players left up. The members are Throne just hiding, covering between those torn apart planes. And now we are Vietnamese are disengaging up to north, past shooting range. I like that, really like it.
Yeah, a lot more, well, respect. I don't think it's respect. I think it's just, we want to get the hell out of here. We're not respecting anyone. We're just going to be, not really cowarding out. They knew that this fight, this is not one they could potentially take. But here it is. Mad Max style is going to be coming on through. B2B is going to be in the open. Taking a few shots, but
oh my God.
what is going on? I don't even know, but Grito Cream, Reese, everyone dying out for the side of Cream, and there you go. They're going for the fully pulled out engage. I'm not even sure where the last member of Cream is currently located, but okay, there you go. Team Dope and BTB going to try and clear it up, steal as many kills as they possibly can, but Addis is going to be knocked out by BGD and confirming the frags once again up to only 1 kill. Huh.
I honestly want to know what the hell just
I
happened.
have no idea. That was so weird to watch. Recoil, don't go for it, you're solo. Oh. Ooh, but BGD, I love he's trying to be proactive, trying to get on top of him, trying to get the high ground position. Would be so valuable, but he's getting sprayed upon by B2B also. And they're going to get that knockdown for themselves.
Zodox doing what he can. The revive should come out on to... See, God, if he does it right. Or BGD, should I say. And now all the while you have Real Deal close by, Throne close by. We are Vietnamese have actually rotated. Sorry, Throne rotated in the same direction as we are Vietnamese.
Yeah, going in the same vicinity. We'll have to see how that goes on through. Team Dope going to go always go for the res. They did not know. And there you go. Great double frag from Bazzi. Team Dope now up to 3. They lost 2 to unfortunately, but they're still holding this area. The thing is that sucks with Underground is that if the circle shifts away from you, you're super predictable as where you're going to come out. So maybe you don't want to hold on to it for too long.
Plus right now, the Real Deal hold on to the central location inside the compound as Blind trying to find and does find the remaining member of B2B.
As BTB die out in 12th position, and so does their hopes of making it over to the semi-finals. See you later, Alligator. We'll see you maybe in full split, but Red Reserve still trying to be proactive, and they got such a relaxed position. No team's really threatening them right now.
Clean as a whistle on the east side of the circle now. Phase 4 is closing up. Will it go in their favor? Kabahala knocked down from Accelerate. Just peaked a bit too much, my friend.
Yep. That's going to be nicely used up from Magic, trying to chuck as much utility as they can to keep Kapahala alive, even though they seem pretty good. They're in 21st position before this game. They already got himself 1 extra kill also. So I think it's pretty safe to assume they are going to the semi-finals, but you're never sure until the very end. Just to make sure, I won't say, oh, they are. It's like, maybe.
On a side note, it's Calamos that's left standing.
Yeah, there he is.
Cream.
He's so far,
He's
though.
a lone wolf. I do wonder what happened with that rotation where it all went absolutely crazy. Hey, look, it's the last game of the day, Max, in the group stage. They're well secured. They're inside the top 16. Hell, they're inside the top 3, for God's sake. They don't need to worry. They can just play a little bit crazy. And all the while, we are Vietnamese done enough to pretty much secure their own spot in the semi-final.
We are Vietnamese between Narangs and also 2 other members of Throne, Boris and AZS. I'm very scared for them, but we still have next. They're up there, chilling out in their very small shack, trying to buy as much time as they can. But here it is, the fight breaking on through. We have Vietnamese, sees KZS, he knocks it out. They want to get the hell out of this sandwich, and the Bun fights back.
Yeah, from behind, Dope came in and helped Throne and took down We Are Vietnamese. So now we're down to 9 teams, and most of them are outside the circle. As next are just driving through and are going to potentially compound breach the Real Deal, but they back off and they go right into the path of Magic.
I love how you just bounced a little bit hard. Can they pull off the res? That car is definitely in a good position to give extra coverage. LAKONOSTRA, look at that, down to now 7 teams. We were up to 10 just a few seconds ago, but Magic Scoop is going to be unfortunately trying to make it back to the building, so Master and Naya can potentially res them back up. But next, I think this might be the end of their story. Andy down to about, what, 3 health. Is still trying to pull off his first aid kit to get back to 75% health.
Plus he can get the revive onto Andy if he can. All the while, Skirp gonna look to be revived. Calamos finishing off a member of LAKONOSTRA. Now gonna prone behind a rock to potentially get the heal off.
Think he has succeeded in that, but Andy will get confirmed, and so will the hopes of Team Next. That means the Next died before Cream, as Calamos is still alive, so maybe Cream will be remaining in #1 position. But let's not forget, we have a team still in game, and that is Red Reserve.
Hell yeah, they're in the top 6, baby. They're looking pretty on the east side of the circle. Of course, there is a road splitting them and a number of teams on either side of the circles. Magic staying down low inside the compound. Phase 6 is going to be showing up. Calamos doing what he can.
Kalimot's really trying his best to try and heal up against it. He had a few cars, this rock to give him coverage, but you know that tumbling down, you know that Magic, because they still got the next circle potentially going in their favor. Not quite, but still. That means that LAKONOSTRA and Cream, they might die out in a matter of the next upcoming seconds, Imperium.
Let's not forget, we still have a member of Throne inside the hut, and the circle has shifted up north, and as far as you know, that little hut is still inside the circle. So Throne still holding on to the top 6, the real deal. They're split up, they're spread out, and I like how they are looking across all of this circle, because the Red Reserve, yeah, I believe they're full squad, but they're all in one bunched up area.
Yeah, luckily enough, no teams are close enough to actually go for a nade, because they're in a little bit of a dip. That means one nade, just roll down, and you're gone. They're going to have to move on forward a little bit. They used a lot of utility. Hopefully, they still have some up their sleeve. I think there's some more smokes to try and push on forward towards the next phase. But here, a 3-1 split actually coming out from the real deal. A little bit surprised. Interested to see how that could work out for Bujo.
Could work out pretty well for the real deal, but Magic, who have really been fragging out really quite effectively in these games, are going to get shot up as Agon doing his best to hold out with the DP28.
I believe that's Cream eliminated in 6th position, if I'm not completely mistaken. Keep on moving forward. A few teams got a nice position. Bujo at least giving up so much intel to his squad, even though it is not good to defend with, but it's actually really good just in terms of information given over to your squad. Well,
Muriel knocked down on the rotation, but the members of Red Reserve have found a spot just on the north edge of the circle. Very close by to the members of the real deal. Bujo find an angle behind the rocks. The Red Reserve do go.
Look at that. He's just given so much info. He told Daddy, okay, they're located at that rock. He just pinged down. Now they're just raining absolute hell on these squads. Here it is. Magic finally getting back in their cars. They need to make it a little bit closer, but they do not have intel on Bujo currently. And he's going to try and fight it back, but they got that rock, which might just save their lives.
The third party from Magic needs to come through to give Red Reserve a chance, because right now, Magic aren't pushing forward enough that Red Reserve can find a space to survive. But now as Magic drive forward, Skirt is going to do what he can with the rest of his Magic team to find a real deal.
While the fight's breaking out, look at that Imperium. There's so much Rose involved. This is going to mess out so many squads on phase 7. Depending on the circle, is pretty harsh on this shift. But Bujo still playing out so good, buying so much time with that smoke, and once again giving information over to Daddy, Azzy, and Hackshot to know where they should concentrate their firepower. Actually, I did think that was pretty risky, but it's working out perfectly for them.
The real deal looking to say to the final 2 teams, who's your daddy? If they want to try and close out this chicken dinner. But it's like a 3-squad game of rock, paper, scissors.
Definitely trying to get their second chicken dinner of their group stage. But just haven't. How many nades did they have? But that crate in the dead center, that might actually be a saving factor. But no teams have circle around Imperium, and the first team to rotate is going to get rained upon by the 2 remaining squads. So how do you play around this?
The Red Reserve team are the ones that are probably closest to the circle. The real deal pushing forward, but Magic finds him. Sonic looking for him, misses the shots, unfortunately.
Oh my god, if you would have got that, that would have been so valuable to avoid the real deal for making it through. But only 15 seconds, and absolute hell is going to be present on this game. I know, can he hit it? A few bullets, only 2 bullets connect on that spray.
Oh my god, Agon just trying to dance around the bullets being thrown out by Bujo. Bujo realizing they have to find a spot in the circle. He gets in the car. That's a really explosive move. Magic trying to look for the shot. Bujo's gonna go down. Bomb goes out. Daddy goes down, leaving Azzy left standing.
Skirt got revenge for that nade earlier through by Bujo, but finally they're going through. And Red Reserve, actually, despite a really hard position, they are taking members down so well. And they're going to try and rush it through. But Sonic knew that this would not potentially work out. Aegon's going to be the next one to follow suit. And Red Reserve will not be getting 2 chicken dinners in a row. No back-to-back today for you. And they get eliminated in 3rd position.
It was good because they tried to find the right time. They waited for the knocks to come out on the kill feed. They were hoping it was going to be enough, but now, as Red Reserve go out, 2 teams are left standing.
This is how you do it. Just split out. You know you got the man advantage. Nice fight back, but unfortunately the spray will not connect. And at the end of the day, the chicken dinner will be going over to Magic in a grand and epic fashion with 10 kills and the chicken dinner.
That's going to be their second chicken dinner in the group stage. Nice way to end the day. Skirp will be pretty happy with that along with the rest of the team. But the real deal, closing out second place, had the compound in the circle for the majority of the game, got 7 kills along the way, and Red Reserve in third. Gotta compliment the rotations in that game. So much cleaner. It's the Red Reserve rotations that I've seen in the past, and I want to see continue on in these games.
I'm so happy with LAKONOSTRA. They gave themselves a 4th position on this game. Like, game number 1 on Erangel, they got in 3rd position. Game number 2 on Sanhok, they got the chicken dinner. Game number 3, not sure where they were, but game number 4 here, they get 4th position. These are the performances you expected from them to do throughout the entirety of the tournament, but they did it when it counted most. That was just before the end of the group stage, allowing them to qualify into the semi-finals. They did exactly what they needed to do, and I'm extremely proud of this team as they move on forward, and we'll see them again. We'll see a lot more of LAKONOSTRA in the next few weeks.
We will indeed. I believe Cream have done enough to confirm the top spot at the end of group stages, with Next finishing in 7th in that game to confirm 2nd place. I do wonder if Red Reserve had done enough to overtake Terror in 3rd place. It would be nice for them. I know we talked about it during that game where it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it would be good for their mentality, especially because it's only 3 or 4 spots that are available for the regional finals, and that number 1 World League spot is up for grabs, and that's what these teams up in the top standings are looking at going into the semi-finals.
Imperium.
Yeah?
The production crew just said the standings are now updated. We know which teams will be going over to the semi-finals starting on Tuesday at 8 p.m. CET. Imperium, shall we take a little peek already of the top 16?
Wait. Are we going to go from 1st to 16th?
Let's go for that.
I think we should. We should.
Let's go for it.
All these teams in the top 16 deserve to be recognized. They deserve to be highlighted in the job that they did in the 12 group stage games.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and everything will be unveiled. Next will be your number 1 standing team in Europe with 185 versus 183 for Cream Esports. Very close, but still, Next will be the one to take this one home.
Oh, it's because even though Cream finishes spot ahead, Next got 3 more kill points, and that's where kill points matter. If you were looking at, if this was the finals, Max, Next would be going directly to the World League, and Cream wouldn't. Man, that's got to impact the mentality of Cream going into the next stages. All the while, Terror finishing in 3rd, Red Reserve 2 points behind in 4th, and Magic finishing up in 5th spot. Really good result for them.
Yeah, from ace to 5th position, absolutely stomping it with that last chicken dinner to close up the group stage. Really proud of the boys, the real deal. Able to actually climb up a little bit higher from 9th to 7th spot. And their 2 last games were absolutely insane. 2 second positions in a row. Definitely outstanding performance from them. I'm really hoping to see some good stuff from them also in the semi-finals. This is our top 16 Imperium. I think that, like, other than that, on the lower section, not too many surprises, but I think we should take a little peek to the teams that did now qualify and which teams are out of the equation.
Yeah, of course, let's have a quick look at who are going to be the teams just about qualifying. So LAKONOSTRA securing 17th place with a great last day, followed by Warlords, Throne, We Are Vietnamese, Accelerate, Team Legend. Yeah?
I got... Okay, so this is actually... We'll have to ask the production crew what the hell happens in this case. 24th and 25th position have 74 points exactly on the same. Is it in terms of kills?
Gets the most kill points. So GSMC have qualified because they got 2 more kill points ahead of Team Push. That is confirmation. That has always been the case. I would bet my bottom dollar. I would bet my beard being shaved that is the case.
Okay, if you bet it on your beard, then I think that must be pretty on point. We'll still try and get the information for you guys just to make sure and keep you guys updated, of course, on social media. You can go check out PUBG Mobile Esports also on Twitter. They'll put a post out to say which teams have indeed qualified for Europe, but that means it's pretty sure and confirmed that GSMC Esports is qualifying. Still unfortunate, Team Push will not be coming back if that is indeed the case, but the teams that will not be coming through and they will be unfortunately saying goodbye to will be Team Push, Czech Yakuza, B2B Limitless, CIA Squad, BackToBack, the Red Team, and Team Attila.
One thing I want to point out, because, in the next stage, in the semi-finals, we're going to lose another 8 teams. When you look at the overall standings right now, from 13th place, AK-47, on 107 points, to we are Vietnamese in 20th, that's 9 points. 9 points right now. You know, so if you were to transfer that to the semi-final stage, god damn, that would make it close. Every single game is going to matter for these teams. Every single point is going to count. You've got to really extract. It's like trying to extract blood from a stone at times, but you've got to try to do it, guys. We've seen it in the top of the standings. Kill points count. The final game points count. Next, finishing up on top and then looking down at the bottom. GSMC getting 2 more kill points, meaning that they qualify ahead of Team Push. I'm sorry, Team Push, you did such a good job yesterday. You got the results. You put the control in as much of your hands as possible. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough.
It's a little bit too short on that one. Very unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of them in the scrims. If you guys do not check it out, myself and Imperium do stream them quite a lot, but also in full split. So definitely, I hope they'll come back stronger and more powerful in the future. What we're going to do is, just in case you guys are not too familiar with PMCO format, and this is maybe your first time experiencing European, well, not only European, but like just competitive PUBG Mobile action yourself. So we're going to go over the format real quick. As you guys just see at the top of the screen, Europe had 32 teams in the group stage. Now we're going to be shifting over to semi-finals with top 24 teams. That means we'll be having 3 lobbies of 8 teams fighting out for each other for the next few days. That will be, of course, starting on Tuesday, as I said earlier, at 8 PM CT or 7 PM GMT. And after the semi-finals, we'll be going with the top 16 teams in the finals, with Europe with top 16, and top 4 of that tournament of the grand finals will be moving forward to the EU regional finals.
Man, I know we've had 12 games already for these teams, but I kind of can't help but feel that it's only just begun.
It is.
It's only just begun. We're down to the top 24 teams. The semi-finals, 10 games for these teams will determine who will be the top 16 going over to the finals. Man, like, the work is going to begin. They're gonna have to look at the VOD reviews, find out where they can improve, where they need to get better in terms of consistency, results, impact. Like, when you look at the bottom 16 teams, you know, LAKONOSTRA got a chicken dinner, so did Team Legend, but they still didn't finish, you know, super high. I know LAKONOSTRA was within, like, you know, the same points in top 16, but there's no point in getting the chicken dinner if you don't follow it up with the results that count.
You want to try and get as many good results as possible. Once again, consistency is the name of the game if you play PUBG Mobile. With that said, that's going to be the end of the broadcast, Imperium. We're going to be closing it up, and we'll be back, as I said, on Tuesday, 8 PM CMT, 7 PM, 8 PM CET, 7 PM GMT. So be there, be square. It'll be live, of course, on the official channels of PUBG Mobile on Twitch and PUBG Mobile Esports on YouTube. But I don't know if you have anything to say, Imperium. We might just close it up. Do you have any ending statement for us?
Just congratulations to the top 24 teams to have qualified. Rest, take a nice evening off, and then get back to work essentially tomorrow, and let's see what you can do.
Let's see what you guys can do indeed. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for checking out the entirety of the group stage. This was 6 days of intense PUBG Mobile European action. I hope you enjoyed it. Any kind of feedback would be appreciated for myself and Imperium. So do not hesitate to go follow us on Twitter and all that stuff. You guys got the information over there. So please, we would love to have a little bit of your input. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, Tuesday, 8 PM CMT, 7 PM, oh no, 8 PM CET. I keep mixing up. 7 PM GMT. We'll be there, be square. And we'll be back very soon for the semi-finals of European PMCO. See you later.